my desktop so I can see everything.
You haven't organized your stuff?
No, no,
Your
no. I mean,
things?
I'm here and I'm present and I'm ready for it. I will spend 15 minutes while we're talking just fussing around with my desktop because I haven't figured out the
Oh shit! I
the
should pull up
optimal.
roll 20.
Okay, the stream is up. I think
Yeah.
it looks
Steam
like
is
it's
up.
going. Stream is
Time to
up on
make this
YouTube.
Ready
thing
to play.
talk.
The link is linked. I even put it on. I even put it on
Wonderful game
that
of
new app,
romance.
Twitter. So you
That's
know.
a
Did
new
you
app.
Really? So,
Joyce.
true story. When Twitter dropped, I was an early adopter, but I had a Nokia
Like an
phone.
album when Twitter dropped.
Okay, well, when Twitter went live, when Twitter went gold, when Twitter hit, etc. But when Twitter hit, I was on a Nokia phone, and because certain letters I had to punch 3 times to type in. As a result, most of my, if not all of my early Twitter, is haiku. So I
Yeah.
would have a little bit of moment on the shuttle bus from the parking lot to work to just like organize my thoughts and have my little moment of zen. Not to cross the streams there, but
I
it was a
legitimately,
game of-
I recall sending tweets early on by texting the number that you could text, like
Absolutely.
40404 or whatever,
Yep.
using using the 9 key
Yep.
deal and getting text notifications whenever anybody replied to me.
That's one of
Yeah.
those things you'll tell Gen Z kids and they'll like think that you're just making shit up.
No.
Like, we used to get Netflix in the mail. Okay, the time for your nap, Grandpa.
That's
Used to.
not
My
a-
roommates still do.
Yeah.
My older roommates still do. They actually get like movies in the mail still.
Yeah, I've got a coworker who does because he rips them all onto his Plex as he gets them. So he's like, I'm like,
that's some gangster shit.
he gets them all that way, and then he rips them all onto his Plex. He watches them while he's ripping them, and there you go. Anyway.
So speaking of Gen Alpha, real quick, we have my dad's old rotary phone because he didn't go touch tone until long after, but we used the rotary phone in our engagement photos, and so I still have it kicking around the house because I think it's awesome. So Short Stack plays with it, and she'll ring 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 ring, and we'll have but for the longest time she'll have the handset from the rotary phone. It's the one I used in the same one I used in the Rontos video, if you saw that. But she'll and when she goes to hang it up, before she puts it in the cradle, she goes.
Oh, she pushes the button in the middle.
She presses a non-existent button in the middle of the handset. Sorry, that was a visual, and then puts it on the cradle.
I had my
knew
grandparents
I
had a handset on the rotary phone, and there was a button in the grip. And
wow! Right on.
you pressed it to mute the mouthpiece.
That's right.
So you could squeeze it and go and talk to somebody and say, "Oh, this guy's an asshole," and then go back and say, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, I'm here. No, it got quiet. I don't know. Line's really weird over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought you were saying your grandparents had, one of these.
No, they had one in the garage.
That's amazing.
They had one in the garage or out in the barn that they had just mounted there for the hell of it, but it didn't go anywhere. Anyway,
It was one of my favorite throwaway lines in Dapper Dan's, Main Street America, 1900s, and the other guy would be saying, and so then he called me, and I would say, on the phone, because
All right.
All right. Sorry, I'm here.
We're all here.
Squirrel.
Welcome, Squirrel. Yeah, we got that out of our system. Deep breath. You should have over in roll 20. Welcome to session 4. Dear, insert name here. We're going to start off by looking at some love letters and all this other kind of good stuff.
Ooh, okay.
So you should have this. I shared the love letters for session 4 thing, and you should have all seen that pop up. Holler if you didn't.
Gotcha.
And I don't know if this is what Perry's place where he bunks down looks like, but I'm going for the vibe.
That absolutely tracks.
This is the vibe I'm aiming for. Like this is his, like,
that looks like the guy with the mirror face in the most recent HBO version of. Oh, never mind. It'll come to me 10 minutes. In 10 minutes.
That's all
It
right.
looks like it's a little underground bunker.
I don't remember. All right, so let's take a look at love letters. If you haven't played a lot of Powered by the Apocalypse, this is a thing that happens a lot in Powered by the Apocalypse stuff, where they'll kind of frame things up. I like doing them in mass, sort of like almost like custom moves, but you can do them without. You can just sort of like write a thing and say, hey, this is what's been happening. Make it, make a decision. But anyway, so the one for Fractal goes like this. Hey, dear Fractal, the whole semioid, Dr. Infinity, Rook Crook, time looping thing is a lot to process. Time to put on your researchy hat. Hopefully, I just have to call out that's a Hudson Hawk reference. That's a little very subtle Hudson Hawk reference there. Time to put on your researchy hat. Hopefully it'll be worth it for both you and the team. Try to stay focused. Roll superior. On a 10 plus, you can pick 2 of the options below. On the 7 to 9, pick 1. So that's what you do. That's what you do. Now I think this is intended to be affected by your guilty. So
that would make sense.
So just your superior, if you hit the superior thing, will automatically debit that.
Will? Okay.
Yeah, it'll do the penalty for you for being guilty. So that will affect this. And footnote in that for after you roll. Take a look at something.
Rolling superior.
Yeesh.
Now I got the pop up with the situational bonus penalty.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that at all.
Okay.
You good. Hey, look. Whoa. Very nice.
And I gotta move my screen so I can see what the heck I just did.
That
wasn't.
Did it do the guilty thing though? Because it doesn't.
Well, I have guilty checked. Now, did I need to?
Your superior is your superior is a 3 though, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, it's a +1. Okay, I see it.
Yeah. So it's still there. It just does it as a thing. So the options. So you got a 10. Very nice.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Well done. The whole blah, 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 blah. Here are your options. Pick 2 of these 3. Revenant says that Rook said, in a vision. I don't even know if this counts as like third hand if one of the hands is mage hand. I don't know. Rook said in a vision.
On the gripping hand.
The semioids have been portaling into the city way more than the 2 times that you know about. The sources are a little sketchy, but if it's true, you should be able to scan for the same energy signature as the one that they left at Sentinel Park, and you're pretty sure that you'd know how to do it. Option 2, Dr. Infinity has been messing with you and the team. Maybe? Your memory/perception is hazy, again, but if so, this is not good. Plus, it's definitely on Birthright's mind, and that's not great. With a bit of temporal energy scanning, public transit in the city is cheap and covers a lot of ground. You can get a better idea what the android is up to, where, and maybe why. And finally, Dr. Infinity has some kind of limit that they don't want you operating outside of. This is that whole, like, you are 17 times outside of the operational parameters, blah, blah, blah. That's great. If we just travel outside the limit, they'll show up and we can get some answers. Road trip. And we don't need to worry about the miss option. Although, at some point...
There are so many things I love about.
Yeah, pick one, but your research unnerves you and you bury your hand in mindless internet surfing, mark afraid, and make the move. You'll go blind Googling yourself, which is also a legitimate move that I have waiting in my back pocket.
Because I thought you wrote it, so.
No, it absolutely exists. At any point when you guys start scrolling through your own hashtag, it's waiting there for you. Are you prepared to give the internet influence over you? Sean looks horrified. Sean's like, wait, the internet already has influence over me. Wait, you're muted. I didn't hear you.
I'm muted?
No,
muted?
Sean was.
Sean
He was saying something.
I said I don't want to talk about it.
I'm gonna get.
That's fair. So Perry, what do we think here? What are your options?
Did Sean freeze for anybody else?
Yeah, he froze for me.
I really want to take a picture of the Frozen image
fried
though.
rice because she's amazing.
Please take a picture of frozen him. That's so good. My
I
nose
wouldn't
is
know that he
froze,
was,
and
except
my
for his.
toes is froze, and my ears are froze.
I wouldn't know he was, except for his cup is blurring, and perpetually blurring. While he is
Okay,
unlocking.
he's froze. I'm gonna. So I had kind of had one in mind for picking one, but now I'm having. You know how when you go to 31 flavors and you have to look at what all the flavors are, even though you know they're all the same except for the one that changes every month?
Here's the thing: we can layer this. So if you want,
okay.
pick the one that you're going to pick, and then we'll loop back around to you to see what the other thing was.
Oh, that's great. I like that idea. I like that idea. Okay, right now, as much as I am definitely worried about the monkeys, I am perceiving Dr. Infinity as the overarching threat here. So I'm going to go with the Dr. Infinity has been messing with you and the team question, maybe question, et cetera, with a bit of temporal energy scanning and public transit, et cetera. You can get a better idea of what the android is up to, where, and maybe why.
Okay, so the scene then that we'll get here for you while you're pondering all this is you've got like pockets full of various scanning gigas and stuff. You know, the trench coat with many pockets, that kind of deal.
Yes.
And riding around on public transit around the city, whether it's the monorail, because of course there's a monorail.
Of course there's a monorail. I am definitely on a monorail.
It's a monorail, there's a light rail, there's the buses.
Yep.
Rental segways, you know, whatever.
Does it have a network of tunnels like what is that, Minneapolis? All around a bunch of different.
It's got L's. The monorail is like more on like an elevated thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking like for getting a signal, the monorail might be good, depending on what I'm hooking into. But also, I resonate with monorails because I got paid to drive one when I was 17. So
very nice.
Me, not Perry, but yes,
not Perry. So yeah, we'll do that, and basically this
too,
this rolls right into you kind of doing like an assess the situation, sort of about the city with regards to this stuff.
Okie dokie. Okay. So, shall I roll superior again?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna keep going after the superior until your penalty. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's not my purpose, but. All right, what do we got?
I gotta find where.
I permanently rearranged my broadcast screen so that the dice rolling thing wasn't going to be over top of whoever was. I
gotta find where the pop-up went so that I can say okay. There it is.
So we've got you. Oh, look! What?
Hey,
I like it.
Okay.
It's the same dice, but it's the same dice, but they're the other dice. First, it was a 6 and a 3, but now it's a 3 and a 6. You're determined to do well with this. This is great. All right, so I want you. So we're going to come back to you, but I want you to take a look at. If you look at the journal page where your character sheet and stuff is, under the basic moves, there's the options for rolling a 10 on assess a situation. You can ask 2 of those questions. So you've got some questions to ponder, and you have the second option out of your love letter to think about. Probably questions first.
Stoke my cerebral fires.
Cool.
Where the heck is it?
All right. So yeah, as we're kind of touching on this, like, a little bit of time has passed. We had that big knockdown drag out thing in the well, I guess it never really became a knockdown, the almost knockdown dragged out in the football field. That Clarity was kind of like, why are we fighting?
Still mad about that.
Like, why is this even happening?
Why are they're not our problem?
And there's a little bit, honestly, a little bit of what do I want to say? Yeah, I don't know. There's certainly a feeling of like you sort of somebody threw a chew toy in front of you to distract you. Here, have a troll. You can have one troll as a treat. Anyway.
And take it away at the last second.
Interesting. That does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
For why that showed up when they did.
So a couple days have gone by. Everybody's kind of processing things. So Perry's working on his stuff. Clarity. been 2 pretty long days, and you're trying to get
Yep.
back into the groove of school and home and superheroing, I guess?
Mm.
Roll mundane.
Oh, jeez. Oh, beans. Okay.
On a 10 plus, you can pick 2 of the
She's
options.
so good at that.
On a 7 to 9, pick 1. Because you're so good at... What's your mundane? Is it a -2 right now?
Hold on. I'm trying
Is
to
it that
make
bad?
bigger. Yeah, it is that bad.
Oh, lordy. Are you also penalized? I'm very...
I do have guilty and insecure, so probably.
No, let me see. This would be this... No, angry would be the thing that would mess you up here.
Okay.
So, yeah, I suddenly got really nervous for you. Who is the asshole who wrote this letter and made you roll mundane? Jerk. Oh, wait, that's me.
It was you.
I usually don't look at the labels ahead of time because otherwise I either start feeling guilty or evil. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Like
Alright.
those are your 2 defaults.
so let's have your. Oh God. Oh, Mitzi, no. Oh no.
The thing is, I kind of wanted that for later, but like, you know what? Let's go with it now.
Let's just step on that gas pedal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh shit. Okay. All right. So there was some nice stuff in the other sections where
They
it's
were
like,
really cute.
yeah, talk with abuela, and you can go and make like cinnamon buns with mom, or you're talking about your brother. No, what you do is you overhear your parents talking about moving away from Halcyon before something happens. Take a powerful blow. I am so sorry. First of all, I will say before you take a powerful blow, mark potential,
Okay.
because that was a 6.
That was
Oh no. That's okay. That's a
You
thing.
ready? Are you ready?
I'm
ready.
not ready. I might need to take a break from this game. Oh shit! So that's a 12. For those of you keeping track at home, really big numbers on
Voice.
take a powerful blow is bad.
Joyce, what are you doing?
Oh God.
This is not me.
Living together.
That's like that's like the evil guy going, I set all these traps. I didn't trip them.
Like my brother all the time
How
will put
am
the
I
deck of many things in every game he DMs. He's like, it's not my fault you guys drew. It's like, he put it there.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
I didn't know that the dice were going to go that bad in that order.
It's my dice. So
You
like,
think about it, if the dice had been reversed, it would have been fantastic.
Oh yeah, I've been great.
Oh, lordy. Take a powerful blow. On a 10 plus, choose one.
Hold on, I'm pulling that stuff up.
You must remove yourself from the situation. You flee, pass out, etc. You lose control of yourself or your powers in a terrible way. Or choose 2 from the 7 to 9 list, which is lashing out verbally. So you're and lashing out your team's not really on the table because they're not necessarily there.
Yeah.
Although rushing to the team member in a freaking panic,
I think because she's trying to prove her family wrong by not lashing out like with her powers.
right.
She's doing her best to contain it. I think she's gonna run away for a little bit. And probably go hide out in the struggle bus.
When you say like a little bit, or you mean like I'm
For
gonna
that
leave?
night at least. Like she's gonna like sneak out of the house and like go like the bus just to
And just go to
maybe
the
get-
struggle bus? Okay.
yeah.
So
Emotions there.
yeah, because there's no bad emotions there the last time that you were at the struggle bus with all of that
Oh
stuff that
god. You know, it's the only place that she has. She has either home or the struggle bus. She doesn't have anything else. She doesn't know where the guys live.
You're gonna be in the art class. You're gonna be in like the art room at like 7 a.m. tomorrow morning as soon as the school doors are kind of open.
Pretty much, yeah. She's basically packing like a quick change of clothes for tomorrow. Because there's a bathroom on the struggle bus.
So you didn't even hear really even how the conversation ended. Any of that stuff that's just looming over you with
She feels like because she's already guilty and insecure that she's like her parents don't trust her. Like it's all her fault that they're wanting to move away. Like they're trying to just take her away from everything that she knows and who she is, and yeah. So I think she's gonna like run upstairs, throw her sketchbook, her school bag, some clothes, and a bag, and just like, since it's probably second floor, she probably opens the window and just like flies out.
That is. I mean, you guys are giving me like a hard time about like you built this. I mean, that's fair, but it's one of those mousetraps where I'm perfectly happy if you get the cheese. And I feel really bad if you get snapped by the snappy thing.
Yeah, so if any of the guys like come to the struggle bus in the morning at all, they'll probably like see her like passed out like on the beanbag, because that's apparently her bag now. That is her beanbag.
Her beanbag. Yeah, anybody who hits the struggle bus in the morning will find Alex there. That is a thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Revenant.
Did you say Alex?
What's that?
Did you
Call
say
her Alex?
Alex? Yeah, you called her Alex. You're like, yeah, you'll see Alex at the bus, and I'm like, who's Alex?
Did I say Alex? Why did I say
I
Alex?
think,
I don't know.
oh.
Mitzi, where did I get Alex from? I literally don't have any characters or any players in any games named Alex, so my brain just short-circuited there.
It happens
That's
to
fun.
the best of us.
Anybody else smell toast? No?
Please
Anybody?
don't say that.
Oh no, Joyce.
Okay. Yo! Yeah.
Stroke. Please don't.
Are you fucking with me now? Dude.
Perry's doing Perry stuff.
Sean, what did you do? I think, Sean, are you
Perry's doing Perry stuff.
Perry's doing Perry stuff.
Oh my god. Oh, you guys are great.
Wouldn't it be great? Like, you could get somebody convinced that they were like actually having a stroke, by like hiding toast in their backpack or whatever, like in their like.
I have a toaster at work.
That's called gaslighting.
Is anybody?
We don't want to do that.
No, that's fair. All right. All right. We're going to get over here. Yo, Revenant. School is torture. Not literally, of course. Okay, maybe literally. Still, you're doing your best. Probably. Maybe. Roll mundane. Let's see how you're doing in school.
Better than Mitzi, probably.
No, my mundane is -1.
You guys are going to be
Still
like.
better than Mitzi.
You guys are going to be like curled up in a crying puppy pile in the struggle bus by the end of this. Just like.
Don't.
Certain situations that cheesecake just can't handle.
Oh,
I didn't look. I got to look. Oh, come on, guys. Oh, my God.
Look, we can't help it. The dice.
mine's easy at least because I already know what I'm doing because I still get to pick one.
Holy.
Doom manifests.
All right. To review here. Here are your options. You bonded with a teammate over something while at school. Tell us what happened and with whom. Add +1 to the team pool and ask the player if you get influence from them. You took one of your teammates back to your sanctuary after a particularly craptacular day at school. Keep this fact around and save it as a mid-conflict flashback when you can set the scene and give or receive comfort and support when it's needed in the middle of a fight or whatever, conflict. Any conflict, really. Almost or entirely by accident, you've made a friend /admirer /worshiper out of someone at Halcyon City South. Who is it and what the heck happened? In what way did it involve the team mascot? And finally, on a miss, you can still pick one of those above, but some aspect of your doom manifests in a normal day destroying way. So, what are you going with there, boss?
No, I actually wrote out all three so that I could I was like, I'll answer them all. And then let's see what happens. I'm going to go with, I took one of my teammates back to the sanctuary after, I'm going to retry that word.
Sanctuary?
Sanctuary. After a particularly craptacular day at school. So.
I'm wondering. So what? Let's pause here for a second. What's your sanctuary? Tell us more about this. 'Cause we haven't talked about this at all. You've got like a place where you can go and
Yeah. So,
be.
my sanctuary, basically, the entrance to the sanctuary is it's like this. It's like a little extra dimensional pocket
Right.
where that just hangs out.
Mm-hmm.
But to get there, you have to go to my dad's old office, which is now a rundown building where my dad used to work.
Okay.
And that's the connection to my dad. Like, that's why it's so important.
I'm going to assume that it's fairly close to like Sentinel Park too, because
Mm-hmm.
you know, like the fact that so it's like
It's like
why
if
the
you go to
building
the
is run
office,
down
yeah.
is because that park is now like creepy ground zero.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, if you go out to the windows on that office, you can look out directly over Sentinel Park and like see the entire like destruction that we wrought on that day. But basically it's this little extra dimensional space, and like when you go in, it basically just looks like this big like flat, like just a studio apartment basically. But like there's like a kitchen, like a full kitchen, there's like a bunch of different types of record players, there's photos of him and his dad all over the walls, like probably way more than is healthy. But like they're all like of specific memories of his dad. And since none of it's like actually like they're all like images that are created by him, like from his own memories of his dad.
Gotcha.
And so like you can't really go up and like pick a picture up off the wall because it's just
Not
a
really
construct. Yeah, it's just an image. All of the other stuff, like you can still make real food, you can do all of your stuff, all of that. And that's where Bill and Ted live. And so like in my sanctuary features, I have the aides or assistants, I have art, music, food, and it's a meditation space. Those are the bonuses. Which is why it's this just like open place. That's why there's the music, there's the food, and then Bill and Ted are the aides and assistants who just kind of that's where they live and they hang out.
Are these
And they just
these are the floating cuttlefish?
yes,
Oh my god. All right. That's awesome.
this is where they live, and they'll like come and nuzzle you and like if you're feeling really bad and like cuddle.
I'm sorry. So the cuttlefish's names are Bill and Ted.
Yes.
I love you so much.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so now who do you pick? Who comes back to who do you bring back to the thing with you at some point? Now we don't have to go into the actual scene. I want to save part of that as like I think in the middle of this we're going to pause for a second and do a flashback to that having so and so, that kind of a thing. But let's give ourselves a place to do that.
It was Clarity.
Okay. Nice.
Oh.
Nice. You need to find like a sort of a mood picture. We need a mood board for your sanctuary. Like
a mood board. What?
mood
Pinterest.
mood board.
Yeah.
Like
I don't know what that is.
a picture collection, like 3 or 4 pictures
like
that
a
sort of
Pinterest board.
like
Yeah.
a vibe, like to establish the vibe of this location. That's your homework for next week.
Okay.
You
I
know,
can do
like
that.
it's kind of like this apartment, but more like this stuff is on the wall, and here's
And
where
this is like the aesthetic and like sort of like color schemes, maybe like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I actually think I know
It's-
already what I'm thinking.
It's kind of like how I have that picture of Perry's, like I say, apartment bunker. Not because that's accurate, but because it establishes the vibe.
Yeah.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. Oh my God. So pick one, but some aspect of your doom manifests in a normal day destroying way. Right. Did you pick up another? You picked up another one of your doom signs too, didn't you?
Because we didn't like I had to put one in for last week because I didn't move towards defeating my nemesis. So I had to
Gotcha.
add that one on. And then yeah, I think that's where I'm at. So I think I should have
You have
two?
you have the 2 doom signs.
yeah. So I have the one for the Doom track. I haven't marked another Doom track because I don't know if you want me to mark it for the miss. I'm guessing yes.
Yeah. You know what I think? Let's do that, but I think if you have a cooler idea, let me know. The thing I'm thinking about for the like your doom is manifesting in a normal day destroying way is I think people in the school are having dark visions. Or just really bad dreams, but some of them are like, what's freaking people out is like some of it's happening. Like some of it's coming true. Like I had this crappy dream and then that happened the next day.
Mhm.
So there's like nerves are getting on edge at the school. People are freaking out. And it's not just kids. Like some of the teachers have been really on edge. That kind of thing. Whether or not you necessarily immediately realize it, but that's what's happening, and it'll come more and more like, oh crap, I'm leaking.
So I really like that, but I was kind of thinking like he was also hallucinating, like around every corner, like every time he walked into a room, a hallway, anything where he passed through like into a new environment, out of the corner of his eye, there's just his mom sitting there with her coffee in a chair, just sipping it. And then when he goes to look, she's not there.
I mean, I kind of like, let's leave. I want to stick with that then because it's gonna put you on edge, really, just in general. Like that whole normal day destroying day because you're constantly thinking your mom is watching.
Mhm.
We'll leave the nightmare. We won't say dark visions. We'll say like some people near you are starting to pick up like nightmares and stuff like that.
¿Por qué no las dos?
That'll be super fun. That'll be great. Everyone's gonna be so happy.
One.
Whoo!
Birthright, we're counting on you.
I mean, somebody's got to pull this out, right?
That's a terrible mindset to have.
I will point out Birthright's love letter is structured a little bit differently. There's like 5 or 6 different ways you can kind of build these things. Your guys' is if you roll high, you get to pick more things off the list. If Birthright rolls well, he gets to pick less things because they're all complications. So sometimes the script is flipped a little bit, and that's how his is. So yours is, hey, Birthright. You've been feeling angsty and weird since that whole thing with the portal. Definitely not clarity. Definitely, I wasn't going to say clarity. It's definitely the portal. You're just going to say portal and not try to remember what came through or who came through because it makes your head hurt. You've been itching to show what you can do, so you've been jumping back into doing some solo patrols, looking for trouble. Troublemakers. Troublemakers, you mean. Not just looking for trouble. Roll danger. On a 10 plus, pick 1. On a 7-9, pick 2. On a miss, you get all 3.
Joyce, you're not going to tell me that you didn't look at these labels when you were picking these.
I did. Well, it made sense. Is your danger bad right now?
It's a -1, my guy.
What?
Yeah, I was like, you went and picked the lowest for all of us except Perry, who did well on his rolls. I
did not purposely pick a bad day. I didn't purposely go after all your bad labels, but I mean.
You went what narratively was well, however, narratively we're all terrible at those.
I'm just trying to remember.
Narratively, it works really well, but also narratively, we kind of want to punch you a little bit in your narrative chest.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
I swear I didn't come after you.
That's all good. Here goes nothing.
I'm rooting for you.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Only 2 terrible things.
Okay, so pick 2 of the options below. Someone. Oh, I kind of typoed this. Someone in authority takes note of your patrols, and word gets back to Exemplar Tower. Second option, your most problematic X shows up while you're on patrol. And 1 or more of your team gets involved when things go sideways while you're out on your own and told them that you were doing something else.
All right. Well, because I don't want to cause any more tension in the team than I already have.
That's fair.
I'm going to take the first 2.
So someone in authority takes note of your patrols and word gets back to Exemplar Tower. And your most problematic X shows up while you're on patrol. Okay. So whether or not somebody else from the team shows up during this, I want to, if they end up looping in, whatever, I want to make it clear that it's not, and they also were lied to about what you were doing. Okay, that's not a thing. You know, it wasn't like you said, "Oh, I'm just gonna go to bed," and they find out you were out patrolling or whatever. Who has had? So I know Revenant had an advance. I just want to quickly review this. Just touch base on this. Revenant had an advance and picked up.
There when it matters.
Oh, right, the thing where you can like.
When I defend, I can show up in a scene to help.
Right. Did anybody else have an advance that they picked up that I should be like, oh, Joyce, remember I can do this thing? Or are we still really close?
I picked up
I'd love to
one.
get an advance.
I'm trying to
That would
remember
be
what I picked
great.
up, though.
I am at 4. I have not quite advanced.
Oh, the only one I picked up was rearrange your labels as you choose.
Right, and
That
then when
plus
you're
one label.
you got more powerful. Do you feel more powerful? Does it feel
No,
like you have more
definitely
stat
not.
points right now?
Nope, definitely not.
The answer is I feel more powerful and it's scary.
I feel more powerful. I'm going to take afraid. So
No.
no, I'm kidding.
No more conditions for now, please.
Let me, yeah. So we are out patrol. You know what? You can have a little troll as a treat. So you like the scale that I managed here?
Oh, that was fantastic. I love it.
This is
That's
downtown,
great.
so the Wi-Fi is really good down here. There's so many Wi-Fi signals.
I love that it looks like a Street Fighter thing. We need life bars at the top.
Yes.
I
Love that.
Oh, wait. You know what? I can kind of.
I was thinking that's his his signal bars lighting up is why I went with that. Hero Forge just dropped a whole bunch of new decals for like body
Right.
tattoos and stuff, and that was.
I really like that he's wearing flip flops. That kind of makes me chuckle.
Thank you.
Right.
Like, that's great.
I'm
The I made his gray sweats a little grungy, but there wasn't a Cheeto dust overlay that didn't make him look like Tigger, but that's what I was aiming for. So
Awesome.
That's really.
You could have just done the fingies.
I can't make the bars necessarily stay up there.
Oh, it's all good.
Or maybe I can. Oh yeah, I can. Can I make it? Is that? I gotta look here. Does that work? You guys see the? No, it doesn't pop up. If you click on him, I think you can get numbers up over his head. But it's like your freak and your danger and your mundane rating or something like that. It doesn't. I don't know. I should have like a condition count. Anyway. Yeah. So yeah. Patrol out there. And this guy literally drops down like off of a building or something. He's like, hey, we got had a little bit of coitus interruptus. Smacked down this interruptus here a couple days ago with your girlfriend. I thought maybe we could finish things up a little bit. And he kind of casually reaches over and like grabs the top of one of those like installed water fountains that's like, marble overlay on the outside of the thing. And he just kind of, not marble, but you know what I mean, like stone like laid in around the thing, and kind of pulls the top of it over, and just he doesn't do anything with it. He just kind of holds it like a little club and stuff like that. It's like, what do you think, big boy? Want to rumble?
I feel like your discourse isn't very thought provoking. Nobody's really gonna want to engage with that. And he spins his tonfas.
I'm going to have you roll provoke.
That's what I was going for. Provoke, destroy.
Okay.
Let's see. That's a superior. Ooh, I'm good at that one. Famous last words. That's a hit.
Oh, nice. Okay, so that is
to the moon.
This is why you're not getting that last thing for the advance. On a provoke, on a 10 plus, they rise to the bait and do what you want. So what do you want them to do here? What do you look? You want to get them out of the? What do you want to do with the provoke?
Well, I definitely want to try and get him away from the Wi-Fi. So we're like in the city center.
Yeah.
Right now?
It's tricky, but there's a park nearby with a lake. You could probably get him in there. It wouldn't cut off. He's big enough. He's not gonna be under the water, but you could get him. Certainly, the park's gonna have weaker Wi-Fi because you're not right in amongst the buildings. And like I said before, the water's kind of good for some of that, so you can probably get him down a little bit more down to size.
All right, yeah, I guess we're going to the water. See, I've got some acrobatics that I can do, so I'm just gonna parkour my way through all the stuff that I imagine he's just smashing behind me.
Yeah, and you're like going over like railings and the little walk guidelines and all this kind of stuff. I'm grabbing. That is not what I need.
Question.
Who's got a question?
When Birthright does his bitchin' parkour moves, does he say parkour?
Yep, got to.
I mean,
I imagine I'm doing like a bunch of flips, and I'm just like, God, I'm so good.
Them's the rules. You gotta say it as you do it.
You need.
okay.
Oh my God.
This picture is too.
I think the button on Revenant's war vest, battle vest from Birthright says, "Damn, I'm better."
No. All right, I'm gonna upload a thing here, and then we'll get in.
I was kind of hoping it just said parkour.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's probably that too.
It's just a little wooden tonfa that says parkour over the main stick that I have buttoned to right there.
That's better. That's better.
Yo, that's so cool though.
Love that.
Your shop teacher thought you were making a pipe, but no, you were making a little tonfa that said parkour.
The trick here with this guy is that yeah, it's funny because you're out here doing this thing, but you're also like really not in a good headspace to be tangling with this guy. Exactly, as see the previously mentioned danger at -1. But that's okay. That's okay. Anyway, so you get out here into the park, and I'm going to have you roll one directly engage here while we're sorting all that out. Wow, that is a big file. I need to fix that. One moment, please wait. Game loading. And you know what? While you're parkouring, while
there could be
you're
a little bit of parkour. It's like marathoners.
while you're racing through all of this, that really should be.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's a freaking. That's why it's screwed up. Hang on 1 second. My bad. Frank, what are your
What are my questions?
Yeah, give me a question here while you're because like we actually see like you're running over the street, you're like going over cars and stuff like that, Birthright and a couple of railing and getting over to that park and going underneath the elevation thing for the monorail, and the camera kind of tracks up to that monorail thing and tracks down several hundred yards, like at fast forward into the monorail, and we see Perry, who's like in the monorail, sort of coming this general direction while he's doing this. And so, what are you scanning for? What are some questions that you pick up?
Okay. So how much can I bend the questions that are on assess the situation?
Probably a whole bunch. Tell me what you're looking for.
So I came out here looking for stuff about Dr. Infinity, specifically because one of the things on my mind is because Birthright's really flipped and murdered. Sorry, I just saw the bark pop up. The idea is how is Birthright vulnerable in this situation? Like I'm worried about him.
Oh, you haven't seen Birthright yet.
Dr. Infinity. Sorry, but
with the
approaching it from Birthright is on my mind, which is one of the reasons I picked this.
Oh, gotcha. He's freaking out because of the time loop thing. So
Okay.
yeah, let me. So
not specifically about the fight with Troll right now, but
yeah,
the whole situation, Dr. Infinity.
So what? I'm gonna look back at the questions here real quick so I can kind of get a sense of which one are you looking to bend.
Sorry, my window closed and I lost it really quick. I'm pulling up basic moves again, assess, and there it is. Got it back. It's the
like what here can I use to or say it again?
There we go. I was bending. Sorry, I was bending. Who here is the most vulnerable? But I was worried about. Oh, it's what here is in the greatest danger. So it's what I'm trying to bend this to get an insight into Birthright as far as the whole Dr. Infinity thing goes.
Gotcha.
Is where I'm at, but I'm not sure which one of those bests get there. So it's kind of
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. One here is in the greatest danger.
I want to protect Birthright from this. Comes into my savior thing as well. Like I need to protect Birthright from like if this is actually the thing, if it's Dr. Infinity's architect thing more than Transcendence corruptor thing that's going to flip Birthright. That's the angle I'm pursuing right now.
Right. And really the whole thing is just you like you say,
protect my boy.
You've got a potential. You got a memory here that Birthright sort of leaves the path of the hero. Doesn't necessarily mean evil. It just means like,
right. He becomes a gray Jedi.
Could be evil.
I would rather him be a light side.
Right. Sure. And your concern here is that all this crap that's going on is going to drive things that way. So where's the risk there?
Yeah. Which is the camel's last straw, like that kind of thing.
And looking at the last couple of days since the whole thing with whatever happened, where you guys kind of got your location and timeline locally and on the short thing kind of reset. Right. Birthright's definitely...
Yeah, and she flipped us back to a save point.
Right. Sort of.
Yeah.
Birthright's definitely been the most off immediately following that and since that. Whether or not that actually has anything to do with the whole portal thing might be you projecting. Might not be. Not really up to me to say one way or the other anyway, but your perception of it, I can say that somewhat emphatically because of what Perry sort of has rolling around the back of his head, like this is what happens with Birthright, and the fact that all these problems are kind of right in your face. Your thing here is that this is messing with his head. And you can kind of go and sort of very clinically channel... what do I want to say? Sort of clinically channel the reasons that might be, psychologically speaking. Well, his father has already abandoned him, and he doesn't have any power, so he feels like he doesn't have really any influence over this thing, and the fact that time can now be messed with on his own timeline, so he's going to feel even more powerless, and blah, blah, blah. Whether or not that's true or not, your approach is that it is. So the vulnerability here is that he's going to feel powerless. He might be acting out rashly just to kind of reassert his own agency in his story, so on and so forth, kind of like that. And as you're having that thought, you kind of let your gaze drift out the window, and you literally see Birthright in the city park that the monorail is going past, you like dodging and rolling out of the way as Troll comes like pounding through and doing that Hulk tearing up the turf kind of thing, kind of thing, and rolling around. And Troll is a good 12, 13 feet tall at this point, and,
right.
And clearly grinning like, oh, this is going to feel good, kind of a deal. As you're having the thought, like he may be acting a little bit rashly and kind of, trying to assert his, again, no idea whether or not Perry's actually right about any of this. It just happens to coincidentally line up with what's happening.
Well, with the, egocentric sort of spotlight of all teens. I'm going with, of course, this is the reason. Of course, I've figured this out correctly.
It really does look like a fight, like one of those Street Fighter lineups, doesn't it?
Everybody. Does the monorail have like those little half windows, or would I need to just like blip out to holler at him?
Yeah, the monorail windows can be like pulled down, but only like 3 inches or something like that. You probably need the portal to get out of there.
Son of a. Okay, and it's only 3 inches. He's not hearing me.
And it's going to be tricky. This thing moves along at a fairly good pace, so portaling on the moving, that's always been some.
Yeah, I get it. It's stepping off of the turntable onto a. It's trying to hop onto the treadmill while it's running, or vice versa.
I'm going to have you wait there while we figure that out, but I want to go back over to Birthright here for a second. Okay, so Birthright. You got them out here in the open a little bit. Less people, less buildings, more trees to get skipped off of. What's this? Yeah.
Are there people here?
It's like yeah. They're not like, you're not in a crowd or anything like that, but there's certainly people around. This is Halcyon City, so they know to kind of. It's not exactly a drill, but for them it's like, oh look, supervillain battle. We need to like
clear out, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. They know to get distant as fast as they can. Whether or not Troll's going to let them, that's a whole different thing. But they exist in sort of an amorphous. GM can throw them at you as an existential threat.
Right.
Thing. So yeah.
I was kind of like hoping I could that there would be, then I could use defend instead of directly engage, because I'm sitting at a -1 and a -2 from afraid.
That's absolutely. That's that. You know what though? The whole thing of there being people around and you trying to keep him busy while you're yelling at them to get out. If that's the scene you want, I am 100% behind it. Just yeah.
I think the scene is, as he's running into the park, he's airdropping to everybody to turn off their Wi-Fi on their phones. So
at least you're going to cut him off from the Apple phones. Nobody else. I really hope most of you guys aren't Android users. Crap. Right. You're like, everybody run and shut off your hotspots. That's your two major priorities, really? Okay, fine. I am good with the defend. I am absolutely fine with the defend. So cool. So you're getting the people out of here, kind of thing. And then, please, and I want to say this to everybody: if you are looking for a particular kind of thing, telling me what you're doing is good. So asking the question, like Sean did, like who's around and stuff like that, that's fine. But I'm just going to give stuff without context. Right. If you're coming in saying, okay, well, people around here, I'm assuming like it's a weekend because I'm out during the day, so it must be a weekend, and there's going to be people out in the park. I want to kind of like get them clear and shout at them and do it. Just tell me what you're doing. It's going to feel like defend. And now I'm going to keep him busy while everybody else is clearing out. Yeah, say so, but also just say like I'm really kind of angling towards the defend on this. Totally fine. But yeah. I'm going to get in here and roll defend, not where we want to go, but do defensive things.
On a +2, and I still missed.
It's all right. Hey, you know what? You might level.
I did level if I mark potential off of that.
Mark potential off of that, yeah. Okay.
I was hoping to succeed and I could clear a condition, but anyway.
Wouldn't that be nice? That is okay. That is okay. Let me look at the defend thing here real quick. Boop, boop, boop. Thank God. I got to close up these NPCs. I got too many over here. Defend. When you defend someone.
We're just a bunch of high rollers today.
Yeah, the dice are making themselves known.
This is fine.
Nice.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
This is fine.
This is totally fine. This is absolutely fine. Right. So you're getting people out of the way and shouting, and people are kind of clearing out. It's not you're not, I would say, being super calm about it. So that there's the
He's afraid it tracks.
Yeah, the urgency, I don't want to say panic, but the urgency and the kind of franticness in the voice is carrying over to people. So it's definitely not a calm and orderly exiting from the park area. Also, shutting off the hot spots confused some people. Some people get it, some people didn't. And in like somebody starts shouting back about that, and you're like, "Will you just go and shut?" And like right about then, he catches you on the side of the rib cage and sends you like skipping. Is the best way to explain it across the grass and just tree. I have you mark angry.
Oh, good.
We're gonna put you up here against a tree.
That's not gonna cause more team turmoil later or anything.
No.
Skip you up here against a tree. You know. Ugh. I love that I can move the little guys around. It's convenient. I'll put them over here. Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
And as you're trying to push yourself up and he's coming bounding towards you, this red and blue light, you know the chirping police car, that police car siren sound of like that's almost like a chirp kind of a deal sound. Mm-hmm. Do you know the sound I'm thinking of? Like when they just kind of flick the police car siren and it makes that sound. So this red and blue light kind of like shines on him. So he's like kind of going like this, and you hear that warbling thing, and then a voice is like, "Cease your activity, citizen." And he's like looking up, and he's what's that?
No, continue.
He's glaring up into the sky, and he's looking one direction, and somebody drops down behind him and just cold cocks him from behind him without any warning whatsoever. Not without no lights and shininess or any of this other kind of stuff. So I'm going to kind of get this a little bit to scale. So he'd been coming bounding toward you. In the sky, and you're kind of like, getting yourself back up and looking at this. So in the sky up above, we've got, we have a new project for whoever wants to grab them in Hero Forge. Yeah, this will work.
For a second, I thought it was going to be Transcendent, and I was going to be so pissed. I would have been so pissed.
No, this is a member of this.
Dad.
This is a member of the Exemplars. He's sort of an olive branch between the Halcyon City PD and the Exemplars. He is technically his rank is what's that?
He's a cop, great.
He's a member. He's both a member of the Exemplars, a junior, or whatever liaison member of the Exemplars, and a member of the HCPD. Power Armor. His name is Patrol, or his code name is Patrol. And the guy who rocked him.
So he's like to scale with Troll.
No, I got to get that right.
Okay.
This one is. I'll get them right here. Yeah, straight up drop down behind them and basically hit him straight in the kidneys with a sledgehammer.
Oh.
And just sent him skipping. The Patrol is not as big as. Let me get down. We'll get this set up right. Yeah, there we go. Tall dude, but not crazy. So he's just kind of doing like the hovering flight kind of thing, Iron Man power armor kind of dealy. And then this guy drops down and smacks Troll and sends him skipping.
Okay, I'm kind of standing up at this point.
Hang on, citizen. Please refrain from any more. And then suddenly the drops down behind him and hits him. And in the mid-sentence of the speech and everything like that, we need you to cease it. Wrecker, we're supposed to give them warnings before we engage. Wrecker!
Like Wrecker. I like Wrecker a lot.
Okay. All right, we're gonna put. Let me process my brain here for a second. Revenant.
Yeah.
When you took Mitzi to and actually either one of you that I'm asking this question about, if either one of you want to answer this, did you take her back to the sanctuary? Like, is it possible that overlapped with her going and hiding out in the struggle bus, or no?
That's actually what I was actually kind of hoping for that. Like as she was going, like this is after my craptacular day too, where my doom manifested and I'm like paranoid so I'm like going to I'm gonna go grab something from the struggle bus and then I'm heading to the sanctuary where nobody can mess with me. And she's like passed out in the beanbag and I'm like, all right, let's go. Come here. I gotta show you something.
But I don't know, like, if Mitzi, if you want the time in the bus, that's fine too. We don't need to do that.
I think. Well, first off, when Revenant gets there, the buses have been not the struggle bus itself, but all the other buses have been rearranged.
Oh.
AKA destroyed because she let out a little bit of a little frustration.
They've all been like moved out like 6 feet sideways, kind of a thing.
Some of them are like stacked on top of each other and or like
there's one that's just a ball.
tin canned, yeah.
They look like the house that you made in The Sims.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
That's amazing.
And then you see her kind of just like there's a little dirt on her face because you can tell that she's been out there, but she's kind of just like passed out in the beanbag.
So
I will invite her to I'm just gonna be like, hey, rough day.
Yeah. I'm I'm not usually here at night.
I gotta show you something. Come here. Follow me.
Okay.
Okay.
She'll like take her bag and like bring it with her.
So you get down, and this is it's a little bit weird because he's taking you on a walking tour, and it's heading back to like that first, like you're heading in the direction of Sentinel Park, which is maybe your initial reaction is not super positive because we're talking about like you're having a rough day, family stuff. He's heading towards the park where you managed to nuke Abuela's like one statue in the city.
Yeah, I think she's like as she realizes where they're going, like maybe like 3/4 the way there, she kind of stops. She's like, "Where are we going?
I think that's
what are we doing?" Like,
there's an office building just outside the park. We messed up. It's real important to me. I want you to see it.
Okay.
I promise we don't have to talk, but it's important that you know about this. It's a big deal to me.
All right. And I don't think she's gonna say anything, but she's just gonna like wrap her arms around his like one of his arms, and just like rest her head on his shoulder, and just like walk with him because
she's definitely had a craptacular day.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is like the office building has been. I have to be very careful when I approach this because I don't want to treat it lightly by just associating with the cartoon superhero game. But a lot of the office buildings that were around Ground Zero and after 9/11 like ended up not being able to be used because of all the extraneous damage, the dust and everything like that. I mention that advisedly because my wife was living in Manhattan at the time that all that stuff happened, so it doesn't come up. It doesn't come up casually in our house. In any case, and this is kind of like that because nobody wants, your office with a view to look out on that, So although there isn't necessarily as much structural damage, certainly, like you say, the building, there may be some places in the building that some businesses that are still using some office space in there, but like the opposite side of the building, not used very much.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So you're saying like there's an office up here that your dad had that was like maybe inside of a business, and then your dad had an office in there that's like,
Yeah.
what's his first name?
Oh god, I have it written down somewhere. Hang on.
But the office door still has like the nameplate on it of so and so Lachine.
Yes.
Yeah. So you'd recognize.
Where is it? Holy cow! You know what the one person I didn't name in this whole thing?
Your dad.
That's
okay.
I have a name for my mom, not my dad.
It's okay.
Mister.
We're gonna name him. We're gonna name him Cam.
Cam Losheen. All right. So, or probably the front plate probably says like Cameron Losheen or something.
Well, actually, his name is Cam, but his full name is Campbell.
Campbell Losheen. All right. And it's like when you open the door, instead of going into the office, it goes into the sanctuary. Is that the idea?
So you go into the office, and then there's a closet door. That way, people like just don't go into the office and immediately go into my sanctuary.
Okay.
Gotcha. So it's like in a little closet door. I'm like,
and this is not an office space that's still in use at all. And there's a window out here, and the reason I put up this backdrop here in Roll 20, Mitzi, is because it's actually a pretty decent view of the city. And you're like, okay, well, yeah, you're thinking this is nice. And then he's opening up the closet door, and there's like the weird warbly portal, and like, oh, okay, so
it looks like the ocean. Like it literally looks like the surface of the ocean, but sideways.
Okay, like you're just cut a slice in the ocean, kind of like plopped it there, and like
yes,
yeah.
There's a lot of aquatic imagery. There's a lot of aquatic imagery in your powers.
Yes,
it's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
You would be a fathomless warlock in D&D.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think she takes a step back, like a little confused, but then she's like, "In there."
In there. I'll go. Follow me, and I'm gonna walk in.
She's still holding on to his arm, so she just like at that point, I guess, just takes his hand and just follows. Like,
okay,
that's cool.
So we walk in.
All right.
And like as we walk in, I'm just gonna go, Bill, Ted, I'm home.
So what's this place look like? It's not like an office.
So no. So this is a fairly large, basically just one room, like apartment almost. On the left side as you come in, there's like a bar and then a stove behind it, and like a full like refrigerator and like stools all set up. But the stools look like the legs are basically like full-size chains that have been welded solid as the legs. Like those are all of that. Basically, everything is about as like it kind of looks like I went to like a junkyard and made everything myself out of like old car parts and stuff like that, but like cleaned it up kind of.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then you see like guitars, drum sets, like a drum set, you see bass guitars, you see a microphone stand.
What were you saying? What were the two positive qualities of the sanctuary that you have?
So there were the three positive qualities. Yes. There was the meditation space. That's why it's all kind of off on its own, and it's its own little like zone. I can kind of like hang out and just.
It's got its own chill thing going on. Chill vibe.
Yeah, exactly. It's the food, music, and what was the other one? It was the like food, music, and something else. Art, music, and food. And those are like the pictures on the thing. That's why there's the stove and the place where I can like cook food and stuff like that.
Nice.
And then all of my music stuff that I can mess around with. And then the other one is the aider assistant, and that's Bill and Ted.
Yay.
Aww.
So cute little cuttlefish flying, like swimming around through the air.
Yeah.
Being adorbs. All right.
Yes.
I'm picturing those. They always advertise them on TikTok. The little octopi that can reverse their mood, like angry and happy.
That's exactly. If they get angry, that's what they do. They turn themselves inside out and then just.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
I feel like
I mean,
our design these things.
if we're gonna do a TikTok based group for a thing, we should
Yeah.
have all the TikTok meme stuff, including the ads,
Um,
apparently. So yeah, it's I will say simply the atmosphere is an atmosphere of like whether or not this makes you feel better. Mitzi, Clarity, it definitely there's at least a couple of ratchets of relaxation that can kind of like there's at least a couple of muscles relax
yeah.
enough to go, oh, okay, you know.
And I think she holds out a hand for like one of the cuttlefish to like try to pet one.
Nice.
It's like Ted's a little shy, but Bill's real friendly.
They're kind of purring. Do they purr?
They make cat noises. Because I think that's funny.
I think that's fantastic.
Cattlefish. Anyway.
John, I can't tell if it was a disappointed, like, oh god, or like just a what is happening.
It's all good.
They've got little cat ears, but they're not natural. They're actually like the little like cat ears that like you wear with like the little
yeah.
thing
Mhm.
that are put on.
There's so many of those in my house. I can't even. I think at some point in time, my daughter bought like a pack of 12. They're everywhere. Years ago. Anyway, all right. So I just kind of want to set the scene for where you guys are at, and there's a chill thing kind of happening there. Perry will interrupt it at some point, I'm sure. But in the meantime, you have is there a view out, or is it just as
the view out actually goes to the old Sentinel Park, so you can see all the old statues. So you can see Abuela's statue in full glory.
That is both cool and extremely messed up. Right. I like it. That is
nice.
This is really important to me. It's gonna hurt a little bit, but
that's pretty cool though. You get to see you can actually see Grandma's statue down there in the.
Or you could.
Through the time window. I'm sure that's not going to cause any problems.
No, definitely not.
You can see all the other ones too. I don't know.
The weird mystical Porter accessed time window is not going to be any kind of that's not going to cause any kind of weird loops. No.
I totally parsed that wrong. You look out and see the park how it was before we screwed it up?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I totally parsed that wrong, and that's even more messed up than I was thinking.
So my thought wasn't that it was a time loop. It was just that's what it projected what I wanted to see outside.
Which is fine.
It's kind of like your brain took a snapshot of what you saw before the chaos happened and kind of just threw it up on the window.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Then, that's the image now.
Yep.
Fine. Take away my time window.
We already got enough time stuff.
There's never enough time,
I said that was my intent. I never said you couldn't play with it.
Things that I enjoy. Time stuff is always kind of timey-wimey stuff is always entertaining, and for whatever reason, I have my literary kink is amnesia. Amnesia, where somebody's literally trying to figure out their own shit.
Yep.
And so thank you, Perry, because.
Happy to help.
Anyway, and conveniently causing that same difficulty for everybody else. All right. So, yeah, looping back around to Perry for a second, because you're on a moving monorail. You've got You've got a need for a portal, or grab the emergency stop lever, or something.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
I need to basically teleport myself into shouting distance of Birthright, so that I can say the soliloquy I'll say if I manage to do that.
Yeah, okay, let's see how the portal thing goes first. So I'm actually going to have you unleash your powers because again, moving monorail, Stationary portal.
This is definitely something that should require a roll. I agree.
So why don't you unleash your powers is the thing you're looking for here. So in this case, you're rolling freak.
Freak. Where the heck did it? How does this window keep disappearing? What the? Okay, and am I at any? Oh, I'm at a -2.
Man,
This is fine.
you guys need to sit
Now-
around. You need like one of those conversation pits where you guys can sit around and hand around like big
The
platters,
things-
big platters of cheese and meat and chips. And
I need to. Can I? Sorry. Can
Yes.
I ask a roll 20 question?
Yeah, sure.
If I click the little box next to freak, will it automatically add the situational bonus / penalty?
It will add, it will. If you do the little dice box thing next to freak, it will add the fact that you've got that condition. If you've got other stuff, that matters.
Okay.
And that actually,
I've-
pause that for
I've
just
been-
1 second because there's something I think we missed. I don't think it mattered, but I think we missed last time that I should always that I wanted to make sure that we point out. If you have influence, that is a running +1 to do stuff to that character. Whatever it happens to be. I want to defend them. I have influence over them. Gives me a +1. I want to comfort and support them. This is the important part. I want to comfort and support them. If I have influence over them, I get a bonus to do that. That it's not going to keep track of.
That's where we would fuss with the input value.
Yes, it's
Okay.
typically I have influence over that person. It helps.
For every session prior to this, all of my rolls have been wrong because I've been adding the extra minus whatever from the thing into that little pop-up.
You do not need to
So-
do that. You are
Okay.
fine without doing that.
Okay. I'm not saying we should go back and redline anything because I love the story. I'm just saying I did that. So
That's all right.
okay, here come a freak.
And it's stuck. It's stuck. You're gonna need to roll it again because it didn't come out.
Nice.
Sometimes it sticks. I don't know why. That's all right. All right. So this is ooh. So you want to get back to the thing.
Literally just need to be within shouting distance of birthright is all
Okay.
I'm trying to do.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops. Over. I like the Unleash Your Powers is a fun move, and it's kind of in the larger Power by the Apocalypse thing, sort of the generic defy danger, act under pressure thing. A little bit. Overcome an obstacle, reshape your environment, extend your senses. If it doesn't fit anywhere else, it probably fits under Unleash Your Powers. Probably. On a hit, you do it, but on a 7 to 9, mark a condition because it's stressful and strain and effort. Or I tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
Ooh. I like the third one because that sounds fun.
Temporary?
Or
not su-
unstable.
Unstable, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, put me on the spot. Tell me how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I mean, I have established that some of my gizmos are a little glitchy, so that tracks.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even sure if this is. I'm not clear. My imagining is that the portal thing is more like your timey-wimey crap is got some sort of aspect of this portaling thing. In any case,
Yeah.
so you're trying to sort of palette match the different. Well, that's a wrong phrase for this, but the fact that you're heading for a
get it.
stationary point and you're on this moving thing,
Mhm.
and yeah, so you step. We'll go to what you do first. So you step through the portal, and let me grab me a parry here.
I mean, then Perry could be halfway between. I need to make a version of Perry where he's like half in the nano suit and half in the. I love that he's got his Rubik's cube.
And Chalk.
Yes,
Yeah, I think he's.
I'll tell you where my head is. It took me a long time to realize that object in Hero Forge was actually supposed to be a cigar. Like I just thought it was a piece of chalk because it was so close to like the pen and the little goose feather with the quill on it.
It's supposed to be a cigar?
Yeah, because the end of it,
Okay.
it's got a little hot spot in the end for
Okay.
blood.
Okay, so you kind of get over here in the park. All this other stuff is going on. You've got Patrol kind of hovering in the air. This other guy with the sledgehammer he's literally. It looks like he's playing field hockey with Troll right now. Patrol is sort of like so in the background. Like right now, you've got like you two, and then kind of in the background, like little figures. You have Patrol or this guy's like running along, wham, and then he goes running after him, and wham, and meanwhile, Patrol is hovering over and trying to like call him off. Like we can't get them to cease and desist if we don't cease and desist. Wrecker.
I love Wrecker so much.
Yeah, so but this is like an open rolling. It's like the southern end of Central Park. It's kind of just open green grass sward kind of thing. There's water in the distance kind of a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So there's room to do this. And it hasn't been going on for real long, but that's kind of what's happening. So you kind of step in here, and the portal is still up behind you as you step through, and you're within. You're not very far away from away from Birthright. What are you shouting to say or saying to shout or whatever?
I'm saying, dude, you don't need their help. Use your roquet. Use Hampfwampf.
Use what?
Hampfwampf.
Hanfwamp?
I'm telling him that he has a power that he doesn't know he has yet.
I said, Harry, you're doing that thing where you're saying words that don't fit together.
Hit a mofo with another mofo.
He kind of like is still clutching his ribs and spins one tonfa. And I guess at this point that he would look up and he would see what's happening and be like, oh, this day just gets better and better.
So let me look at what. So Perry's thing is, you haven't learned that you can do this yet. When you tell a teammate about a new, never before performed trick that they've never even considered, spend a team from the pool to allow them to unleash their powers, directly engage a threat, or defend someone using Perry's superior as if it was their label. My daughter's over here.
I have a +1 because I have an influence over the birthright.
My daughter's over here going, what?
Harbinger is awesome.
Harbinger, the time traveler one? Yeah.
That's sick. Alright.
Our party is literally Robin, Violet from The Incredibles, Gender Bent Raven, and number 5 from the Umbrella Academy. And like that's stacked.
I started watching that yesterday.
Umbrella Academy?
Yeah, I'm on season 2. Episode 2.
You started yesterday? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, all I could think of was Ben from like the first like scary kid from Umbrella Academy who like shoots the psychic tentacles out of his stomach. That's what I do. It's just
I can see that.
Just psychic tentacles.
Say hi to everybody and then.
Hi, I'm gonna
Hello.
All right.
Hi.
You have a fan. Okay, so when you tell a teammate about a new, never before performed trick, blah, 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 spend a team from the pool, which we have. We'll do that. Spend a team from the pool. Directly engage a threat or defend someone using your superior as if it was, and your superior is currently what, Perry?
Base.
3. Very nice. Very nice.
And I'm assuming I would add my influence over.
Well, in this case, you don't need to roll anything. This just happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't even have to roll. When Birthright rolls, he rolls as if he has a 3 on his thing.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
So
okay,
the influence
gotcha.
doesn't
So
even.
I'm not rolling; he's rolling, but then whatever effects he gets, I also get those effects.
In theory,
Yeah.
if there's a downside there,
Okay.
directly engage a threat, blah blah blah. Any costs or complications for the move affect you as well. So he basically explains this whole. It takes a little bit because he doesn't use words so much as like the verbalization of sound effects and then body motions, but he's
Nicolas
just
Cage, got it.
first you got to do a hoo-wah, and then there's a kapow, and then you kind of whoosh, but with your feet, and then there's a thing with your hips, and then
momentum and the yeah.
and then there's a thing with your hips,
That's
and you
funny
go
words,
yeah.
Magic Man.
Anyway,
All of that distills down to hashtag hempwemp.
Hamfwamp.
All right.
So, so here's the thing. Birthright's like, I actually kind of understood that, and he goes tearing off to address this thing. Perry, as you're turning to track him, you're noticing a slight problem in the background of that shot because he's running, and then you're seeing the fight, and past that, you're seeing the monorail, which is not moving.
Oh dear.
It's trying to move.
Is it going?
Yeah.
Like it's.
And looking back through your portal, you can see that in order to stay stationary, you anchored the portal on both ends. And the inside of the monorail looks like everybody in there came to a very abrupt stop.
Oh God. Sudden deceleration trauma.
Nobody's bleeding, but nobody's happy either.
Oh God.
So that's the thing you're going to have to deal with here in just a second. Because you basically pin the entire monorail down with your portal. And if you release it all of a sudden...
Then it's sudden...
Oh, God, I got to shut that off! Oh, that's a bad idea. I can't just shut it off.
Yeah.
I've got to... Okay. So, meanwhile, Birthright...
Joyce said, how can we make this session more of a train wreck? Oh, I know. A literal train
A literal
wreck.
train...
Yeah. Fantastic.
The thing of it is, it's a monorail. It's is it a maglev or is it a electric rail monorail? Because either way, like all of the bushings are going, and things are starting to smoke, and this is bad. Like,
yeah, it's
right, so
Birthright.
Yeah, I guess in response, my thing would be I'm just gonna take off after Troll, running faster than I've ever run before, like full Usain Bolt. And like as I'm coming up on him, I leap into the air higher than I've ever leapt before, with some kind of somersault coming down with both tonfas, trying to strike at the back of Troll's head because I'm not letting Homeboy take out. Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm taking this one.
Okay, so
first.
You might, the easiest way to do this probably is going to be just roll the flat d6 and then add a 3.
All right.
It's down underneath your stats, and then just add 3 to it.
That's a 6 plus 3 is 9.
Wait, what? How did that do that?
It looks like you just rolled a d6 though.
Yeah, it just. Yeah. Okay, no, I mean underneath. Look on your character sheet. Underneath underneath your labels, there's a flat d6 button.
Okay.
Hit that, and then when it asks you for your modifier, add 3.
The flat 2d6?
Yeah, sorry, flat 2d. My bad.
Got it. That's why I was confused. That's an 8.
Look at that. All right. All right, so So directly engage. You definitely land a solid smack on him.
If it's Hampfwamp,
it's a Hampfwamp.
Is an 8 good enough to roquet Troll into Wrecker or wherever Birthright would choose?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So under directly engage a threat, you've got a couple different options here. You can resist or you get to pick one. Avoid their blows. Take something from them. Create an opportunity for your allies. Impress, surprise, or frighten. I would say it says the opposition. You could also pick. You could pick troll, but you could also pick like these people that suddenly came in to help or whatever. But keep in mind that anything you don't pick also happens. So if you don't avoid their blows, then this is also going to be a little painful.
Right.
Although,
I love the birthright icon.
if you
That's
don't
fun.
resist, I'll tell you this straight out. If you don't resist the blows, the damage that you take, the hit that you take, is not actually going to come from troll. So that, I don't know whether that's a vote in favor or against.
I mean, just thinking about it's like in terms of my character, like he really wants to take down Troll. He wants to prove himself.
Well,
So like that's probably the movie's going after.
if you really want to take him down, then the move you want to go with would be to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. Because it like is your extra option. And the reason I say that is you can actually do 2 conditions to him at the same time.
Okay. Well, I guess it wouldn't. I'm not really concerned with frightening. I guess it would be impress and surprise.
He can still pick up afraid from that because like you've come back into the mix and done this whole thing. So basically you're sort of like saying, I'm going to give him the afraid condition on top of everything else. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of buried in there, but if you look at the descriptions for like impress, surprise, like it's possible to use that as an option to give him a condition, and you're already doing that, which means you can kind of give him 2 in 1 hit.
I'm giving these conditions to Troll.
Yeah, to troll.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'm gonna give him afraid.
And then some other one from also smacking, which would probably be angry.
Yeah. Which is great because those are the 2 that I have. So.
Perfect. Oh, nope, that's not how I want to look at here. Okay. Okay, so you come down on him, big double tonfa hit, and then kind of one of those. You see it mostly in the Marvel in the Marvel stuff, but the swing around the neck deal. But
the Hurricanrana with the
but full on like smack grab, but you're doing it more with your arms so that you're dragging him. Your arms are back behind his neck. You're hanging like sort of on the front of his chest and bring him down for a proper flip as he's coming over. This other guy with the sledgehammer is coming in from the other direction, and he's coming over, and he kind of like T-ball, wham, and just skips him. He literally skips on the lake. He gets out about a pretty fair distance out, and he actually pixelates and flickers out. He's not there. He doesn't get smaller. He literally discorporates. So there's a signal boost kind of thing there. You had just the presence of mind to let go at just the right moment for this. But you're kind of down there on one knee in the thing, and the guy is standing up over you, standing like kind of up overhead of you. We'll get you to the right size. His patrol's pulling up, and the guy he pulls out the hammer. He's like, Silas, you didn't tell me you were coming to Halcyon. What?
Can we not do this right now? I've had a long day.
You literally ghosted me for the last 6 months, and now you don't want to do this. And patrol's coming up. Thank you for the assistance there. No. We're not doing this. I got in trouble for one thing. I'm on probation now with this chucklehead.
You helped a supervillain. That's not one small little thing.
But we could have talked about it. We could have like.
You were in jail. And
I had visitation rights for people on a very specific list. You were on the list under conjugal. You could have shown up whenever you wanted to.
Look, listen, I got a whole lot on my plate right now, and I figured
You have a
that
whole lot on.
your
You
dad-
gotta. He's got a whole lot on his plate right now. He's got a whole lot. He has a whole. What are the rules on fighting other teams? For the we don't do that.
Perry, I'd like you to
Perry is currently occupied with the train, so he's not.
I'm looking for any way out of this conversation.
Oh, look, the train. Yeah, Perry, can you please scream for help? That kind of a thing. Are you actually like just kind of getting in the thing? It's like, Perry, could you scream for help, please? Like now.
And Perry's just over here going, shit, 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 shit.
So in hearing this, you realize that you have an out because you look at him and the portal, and he's like doing something with the portal, and you look back, and the monorail is like, and you basically just shout monorail and start running.
Yeah.
And you hear in the background, well, isn't that convenient? And
Okay.
Patrol is like, what do you mean convenient? Help the citizens, Wrecker. Okay. So,
Well done.
That was
you guys
so
are
much
you
better
guys are a
than I
gift that
thought it
just
was
keeps
gonna be
you keep giving
when
and
I-
you keep giving and you keep giving. All right. I need to take about a 5-minute pause, and then we're gonna get
It's a
back
good
around
spot.
here. What's that?
That's a good spot.
And I'd really,
For that.
I'm gonna figure
It
out.
is.
I'm gonna actually have Perry's like shit thing, because this isn't happening necessarily in parallel. So my plan is here is a scene with you two. Short one with, I say you two, I'm like gesturing at the screen like you can see who the fuck I'm talking to.
Yeah, I was like,
With Mitzi and Caleb,
Yeah.
right? Mitzi and Caleb, and then Perry's shit interrupts, in some fashion.
I was gonna say, are we all tapped in? So they're hearing the.
Well, at this point in time, you're just kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm just going to go open mic because this is going to get ugly quick. So let's take 5 and then we'll get back into that and check in on the train wreck. We've had the struggle bus, now it's the train wreck. Hooray!
Tune in next week to see what mode of conveyance we screw up next.
right. The struggle bus, the train wreck, and the plane crash.
I think that's a good enough cue to start drinking.
It's 3. Okay, it's fine. I was like, it's what time is it now? Yeah. By the way, I remade like mundane Mitzi. Like,
Cool.
how do I do the
So
vector thingy?
there should be you have to have a pro subscription. So if you just do the share thing, you get the share link and drop it in the thread. I'll make the vector out of it and drop it in the folder.
My apologies.
How do I do that?
The same drop down window where you would save her underneath. Drop down menu, I should say.
Oh, hero. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, and then there should be a little share, and you'll get a little pop up.
Okay. I was
with
like,
that
where do I
link.
go? I don't know.
So it's been a long time hanging out. You reminded me, because I came back in as you were talking about, is the sun over the yardarm, and my sister's been in Hollywood production on various shows for a very, very, very long time, and we were hanging out for a long time yesterday, and she just casually dropped that she's picking up a lot of bartending gigs, but she is also on the wagon. And I'm like, you're on the wagon too? How long have you been on the wagon? And she's like, oh, I started with it. And so we both hopped on the wagon at about the same time for very similar reasons. But then she's like, I'm trying to start though. And I'm like, what? You're trying to start drinking? She's like, yeah, I had a rum and coke. I'm like, hold on. You're in Hollywood production and you are trying to start drinking. You are so not Hollywood. What are you doing? It's like the exact opposite of. She's like, yeah. She was like,
I'm going to step away for just a second. Something's weird. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but there's a very large crashing sound outside, and I want to make sure I'm not going to get blown up.
Was there a tornado siren? No, go. Where in the world is he? I don't know.
New Mexico.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What part?
Have
we talked about this before? I lived in New Mexico for a long, long time.
Yeah, I think you guys touched base about that a little bit.
Yes, you know what? I remember him commiserating with me over the amount of time I spent in Portales and Clovis. I do remember that now.
Yeah, Will said something funny here in the list. Yeah, messy teenager, but honestly, any Powered by the Apocalypse game that you play, I think the snowball effect is very much a thing. Honestly, you kind of almost have to pump the brakes on it a little bit, or it just becomes. You can easily get in a situation where it's nothing but snowball, and it just keeps going to the point where there's so much craziness happening that you can't.
I mean, I don't even think we're going to get to the second thing on my love letter today, and I'm fine with that.
That's okay. I mean, that's one of the reasons, and I mentioned this in another campaign. I did do love letters, but I did one love letter per character over the course of the first session. We didn't do any, and the second one through however many I needed. Every session we had a love letter for one character. As sort of, it made it kind of like they were the intro focal character for that session, and that worked. That really worked, because if you do all of them,
it gets crowded.
It gets a little. Well, it's fine if a bunch of time has gone by. I mostly wanted to do it with everybody, because that way everybody gets to have the fun, and also to kind of introduce the concept. I probably won't do them again for a little bit, but yeah, there's going to be shake out from this for sessions.
Yeah.
I dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Mitzi would agree with that. There's going to be fallout from this for sessions.
Yup.
Everything okay, Andrew? Nothing blew up?
Nothing here blew up.
Oh, okay. Well,
Did it transform? What can you describe the crashing? Was it like
a
car into another car?
It was one of my neighbors backed up into the wall next to my apartment complex.
Okay.
And I was like, well, your car's screwed. Not my problem. I'm out.
How fast were they going?
Not super fast. Nobody's hurt.
A little bit of crunch, but no cinder blocks over the. Yeah.
So there are some cinder blocks on the So they backed up into it. It wasn't going forward.
Yeah.
So there's 2 cinder blocks on the trunk of their car, and I was like, oh. Well, don't back up into walls. I don't know what to tell you.
So they hit that at a pretty good clip then.
No, the wall wasn't mortared. so they were just stacked cinder blocks. Because
What?
they're building the wall right now.
Got it. Okay.
So they haven't finished it.
Rebuilding.
Now they're rebuilding.
A lot of people would use like a mortar and trestle. Some people use a car, you know? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't judge.
You
Hey,
use what you got.
We don't judge.
yeah.
Okay, so birthright. Tell me the cool way you get up to the monorail cars.
Yeah. So you said it's kind of like halting or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's meant to be going forward and it's sort of stuck on a nail. So it's kind of like, but you could get up to the backside of it. It's just like you've got again the monorail rail and then the pylon, various pylons that are holding it up, kind of a thing. So. And the monorail thing, I don't know if you've ever seen one of these, if you've been to Disney or anything like that, but the thing that this thing rests on is a good 3 feet wide at least,
Right.
and essentially flat. This is a question of how you get up to it to help.
I gotcha. Yeah, so I would just kind of like run through the streets below, and then I would kind of, now that I can apparently jump a lot higher, is I would jump and grab a street light, and then kind of swing off of that, and then spread the cape Batman style to glide over to it.
Oh, okay. All right.
Cape. Ugh.
He's had a cape this whole time. A hand-to-hand.
It hasn't really played into it.
A hand-to-hand melee guy with a cape. I'm just. It's
Capes
Nope.
are cool. Okay.
No
In
cape,
fact-
darling.
Here's the thing. In fencing, you use cloaks all the time. So as a melee fighter, it could work well.
It could work.
Still, like, IRL forever mad that capes went out of style because capes are cool. I don't care what
agree.
anyone says.
I agree. I would wear a cape.
The first Incredibles.
Absolutely. I have, but that's
So
why you just don't be stupid with your cape. Like,
so
situational awareness.
Patrol
Yeah.
has, since he's like basically flying, he doesn't so much like Superman fly as he does kind of like lean into it. So he stays in that vertical, like my kids would call it T-posing to a sort of authority. Like they basically, he just sort of T-poses over to the thing. And rather than going into the thing, he's pulled up, he's alongside of it, and he's sort of like going, he's like flying sideways going, citizens, be calm. We will be taking care of, and he's like going along the windows like at about 12 feet out and just talking, putting on the loudspeaker really loud. We will regain control of the monorail shortly. Do not be alarmed. Do not panic. And it's not working
Gee, I wonder why.
the way it might, from what you can see inside of the cab. So you're kind of up on this thing and heading toward it. Like how? Then there's like one of the, the emergency access door there on the back end, kind of a deal. What do you do?
I mean, my first thing is I'm trying to like get the passengers to safety, and so I guess I would be looking for the best means of egress to get people out of there.
Okay. Why don't you? I think I gotta look at your sheet here.
Also, since I've marked 5 potential, should I pick the?
Yeah, you
my
should pick the
advanced
thing. You can absolutely pick the thing. I don't know if there's. I'm sure there's something in the book about when you're supposed to be able to apply these things, but it's a freaking comic book. I like the things just dropping in.
Yeah.
During the fight is when practically everybody manifests a new ability. Like,
I was gonna say, apparently I'm hitting super puberty now, so.
well, either that or you're leveraging your gear better, any of that kind of stuff. So, he's just telling you, you could push yourself a little bit more than, It's still basically body mechanics, but you're flinging yourself a little bit harder. Anyway, getting in really isn't a problem. Calming them down may be the real challenge here, I think. So,
Oh, good. I'm afraid and angry. Let's try comfort and support. That'll go so well. It's like Adam Sandler in anger management. I am calm.
I am calm.
All I can imagine is the kangaroo song meme. Like all of the citizens are just like kangaroo song, and you're like, oh.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna try and comfort and support. It's only gonna be a -1 because I've got a 1 mundane.
Yeah.
So, unless that's not the move.
No, it's definitely the move. I think I wouldn't necessarily call it comfort and support. Well, it's fine. Technically, that the way it's written in the game is not pointed at NPCs, but it is what you're doing. So yeah, it's absolutely the move. And I've seen lots of spin-offs of masks that just use comfort and support, and it does do stuff with the NPCs, so it's fine. I'm mostly thinking about whether or not Perry may have too much on his plate right now to really help with like trying to, get rid of that condition on you. But that's fine. So you get the door. You pop the basically door and swing it open, and you do have team. There's no reason that we can't pull in team on this thing. Anyway, Perry's like crap, and this you've run across here, done all this thing. Patrol's doing his stuff.
So no.
The other guy is like, what if we just knock the pylons down so it can't go anywhere?
That sounds like a Revenant decision.
I still have to gently release all of this potential energy, or the whole thing is going to explode.
So, yeah, now those two are having a shouted debate about physics over at the park, so that's great. So Perry's not maybe going to lean into this right now. Okay, so you get the door open and you're trying to you can walk right down this. It's, I'll lead you. It's fine. Whatever, kind of something to get them out of this area in any case. But
right.
Yeah, it's definitely the comfort and support. I think, yeah, go ahead and go with that. Go with that mundane roll. At least your mundane is positive. Oh my god!
Great, fantastic.
Now here's the thing. I'm gonna leave this door open here because from my point of view, with Perry having done this thing on the open mic and all this other kind of stuff, we're gonna cut back to this other scene because you're trying to guys, we just need to go in and you're trying to do all of this stuff, and we're gonna 5 minutes earlier. So we're with Revenant, Mitzi, back in the place, doing the thing. Don't mark potential yet there. We'll see if these guys can help, but we'll find out here whether or not they can. What's Mitzi immediately glom onto here as like the most comforting thing?
Bill.
Oh, so you kind of like find the equivalent of a nearby beanbag again, and
There's beanbags. There's a beanbag.
And tuck in with Bill and just kind of hang out with the cuttlefish.
Yeah.
I'm making food. I'm cooking.
Why do you hate Ted?
No, Ted's shy.
Sorry, I was just doing the standard internet.
You do.
You like hot dogs? Why do you hate
find
pizza?
the friendly cat, and you're nice to the friendly cat, and then the shy cat comes in because they're jealous.
Right.
And then you get the jealous. You get the shy cat too.
And that one's just laying on me, like.
Love it.
He doesn't think about tops of heads though. Like he just wants to like Ted just wants to chill up in the top of your head.
Yeah.
Revenant, are you just doing the cooking and not really trying to talk into any of this or any of that kind of stuff? Or
No. I definitely want to like.
So the
talk
question
to
is, are you talking about her stuff, or are you sort of talking about your stuff? Just talking about your craptacular day, or are you venting more about your thing or her thing? And I ask this only because either one of those are an angle into comfort and support. Sometimes having somebody else having a shittier day than you make you feel like you can rise above it.
Yeah.
I don't know which angle you're taking on this.
So I actually have this written down because I wrote it down beforehand to make that way. I was like, I can't change it. I know what's happening.
I love you guys so much.
This is what's going on. So, because I was like, I really want to answer these right now, so I just answered all of them. I can send you all the answers if you want.
It's okay.
So you can use them later.
I'm good.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, send them over. I'll use them.
Okay. So It's like, so I'm assuming like I go and I show her the like statues that I remember,
Sure.
and I'm like these are what I remember, and I like this is what happened. Like this is the moment when like I lost everything. Like I wanted to share, like this is the moment before everything turned weird for me. This is what I remember. This is all the stuff. And I'm like having like some of these pictures float down to show her memories of me and my dad and like all of the fun things we did as kids and stuff like that.
Aw.
Like, and then there's one picture of my mom and dad, and it's a memory of a picture that I saw of them. And I'm just like, so do you remember the teacher that like the dimensional teacher that like did all this?
Yeah.
So you see this woman right here? So this is my mom.
Okay. Yeah.
She sent that demon after us. My mom is trying to get me to join her. She wants me to break away from everything. And
Join her where?
so my mom is dead. I don't know what that means for me.
Is she also what?
It's weird.
Mitzi's very serious right now with like a cuttlefish on her head.
The cuttlefish understands that you're stressing out. Is like, I'm gonna massage her scalp. Ted's like, oh, this is a bad idea. You see Ted in the back like, stop, go to hell. Yeah, so that happened a long time ago. And then I lost my dad. And I mean, you guys were all there. It was something that happens.
Yeah,
Something I hadn't,
shouldn't.
it's whether it shouldn't or not, it did. But this is my safe space. I come here to cook, I play music, I think about all the good times that we had. I never got to know my mom, so I have no memories of her, but she keeps popping up everywhere and freaking me out. And I don't want to go with her because I'm afraid that means that I have to, die, and I don't
Yeah.
really want to die.
Yeah, that's definitely not.
So, but like, check out the statues. Like, look at all these heroes. Like,
Yeah, and I think Mitzi, because Mitzi knows them all. Josh should start naming them.
So in like a weird way, and I shouldn't say a weird way, this is actually happening. Like this isn't a real window. It's an image. It's a memory image. And as you focus on this, the statues, more of them come into focus, or show up. Like so, the ones that you remember are there, but they become even more
crisp.
Properly, yeah, crisp. What a wonderful word for this. They become more. They just a better, clearer, cleaner, honestly more revivifying image of the whole thing as so Mitzi focuses her attention on them. You keep going.
Yeah, and I think unintentionally too, as you're talking and like these things are, and she's starting to point things out. I think her telepathy in a way is helping it as well. Like opening up, is like opening up these images in your memory of like these statues and whatnot. Because it is technically your memory of the statues. It's just her.
Yeah, and I mean,
focus.
Well, because it's a psychic construct, and telepathy is a psychic power. You might actually even just be sharing some of yours, and then it just focuses into there.
Oh god,
like,
are we brain linking right now? Is that what's happening?
I mean,
oh god, mind meld.
I don't know if it's so much that as you're both focusing the same. You're both focusing your magnifying glasses on the same anthill. That's a bad image, but
that is what?
It's not so much a link as that you're both focusing on the same focal point, and that's relevant.
Yeah.
Those poor ants.
Yeah, those poor ants.
But like I'm like look at what those heroes did, and then look at like what I do. I'm not the same as you guys. Like,
I mean, but we're not the same as each other. Like, you can't
Yeah.
compare myself to Perry. And then she's gonna say birthright, but she just realized she still remembers the argument from a couple days ago and like how he feels about the whole situation. And then she's like, Silas already feels out of place with us. And
We all feel. Yeah, I need to have a conversation with him about feeling out of place. Like, I get it. I want to have a
Yeah.
conversation with that boy.
And I think she's starting to
But-
bring up like she started to bring up her own issues, but she's like, no, this isn't my place to talk about my own issues.
And like, if you start, I'm gonna be like, no, you started the sentence. You need to finish it.
And then me trying to help Silas figure out that he's a part of the team just made things worse.
It didn't make things worse.
It did. Like he's mad at me now, and I'm just.
He's not. I guarantee you, he's not mad at you. Silas has a problem showing his emotions and doesn't really know how to express them appropriately.
And we're cutting. We get like a sub panel of like this little yellow box of your voiceover is going over a panel of Silas. Like at the end of the train, like, would you just listen to me? We need to get out. Okay, and back to you guys.
What he feels and what you see are not the same thing. He may have shown you anger and like been angry, but it wasn't at you. He's not mad at you. I can almost guarantee you that.
I know. It's just.
It sucks. Like, we all need to grow up a little, yeah. But
Yeah.
like, don't take it so personally. I promise you, he'll come back around and he'll be fun-loving Silas again. I promise it'll be okay.
Okay.
He cares. I guarantee you he cares. He just doesn't know how to show it. And that's who he is, and that's okay. He doesn't have to, as long as he's there for us when we need him, right?
Yeah. That's.
Silas is a good dude. Like, don't count him
He
out.
is. I'm not counting him out, and I don't know. Like
Boys suck.
And you see, she chuckles at that because she was about to say something else, and then she started laughing.
Tell me I'm wrong. And I'm just going back to cooking pasta.
So, two things. I think both of you did a comfort and support. Maybe like in either direction. I feel that is a true thing. Whether or not you did it well,
We'll find out eventually.
Well enough for teenagers, maybe.
I was like,
well enough to land. I think that's relevant. Why don't we find out, Caleb? Why don't we find out you first and see if it because I'm just finding out like again, words are words. How it lands is a whole different thing. I think the words are good, so let's find out what that is. And for that, it's just a mundane roll. And again, if you have influence, take a +1. Add that to the modifier.
Wait, I get a 0.
I mean, that's better than nothing.
Yep. Okay, so mundane, and then I add the +1.
Yep.
Do I just add 1 in there and it'll?
Yeah, you just put a 1
properly?
in. Yeah, don't do the plus; it'll freak out.
Okay.
Okay. Oh God. Oh my God, you guys! Everybody's gonna level so fast! Yay! Oh my God.
Mark potential again.
I'm getting so good. Maybe not. My daughter has this all the time because she tries to like help people and then she walks out of the conversation afterwards going, I was just like, I was an ass. I was just so bad about this.
Like the boy she's got a crush on, I just like called him like emotionally immature. That's great. Insults are tasted men. That's an awesome idea.
Yeah, don't feel bad about this guy. I mean, every guy that you date is just fucking garbage.
Oh God.
Hey, you're right. I should just date women. You know that captain of the volleyball team. She's really cute, right?
That's how she
Here's the
got
thing,
there. Yeah.
I did say boys suck. I was like, boys suck. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Let me look back at your thing here for a second. So you're doing this thing and kind of convincing her about that, and you lock it down. You don't let any of it show on your face, but you're talking about like all the ways that you're reassuring her. And I'm not even going to give you a condition for this. You have a dark vision, completely unprompted, about Mitzi, about Clarity. It's short, it's brief, but it's legit. Like she's there, the eyes are glowing. She's out in like the T-pose to assert authority thing, hands up, and she's like out over. Actually, she's out over this park again, but it's the post-destroyed park, and she's glowing and freaking. It's like being in the center of the Dorothy Gale tornado. Stuff is lifting up off the ground. It's all glowing with her energy signature, and she is, clearly like full on Dark Phoenix mode. Hovering in the air over the park and just kind of like, and because you're kind of reassuring, and you just have this like, it's 2 seconds probably. Super intense flash of her, like while you're saying, and you just kind of, like the ladle goes into the soup or whatever kind of thing. Like you drop whatever it is that you're doing, but it not in a way that it like completely, because you lock it down. You do not let her know any of that. That what you just saw. You don't let it show on your face. You don't do anything. You just kind of like, see, I have just been tased, but I don't want anybody to freak out about that.
It's like when you stub your toe at like 2 a.m. in the house and you're trying not to scream in agony and wake the house up.
So you just rock the doom sign or the doom check, coming in there and just internalizing it while you're.
Okay. Do you want me to mark the doom track?
Yeah,
I'm down with that.
Yeah, go ahead and mark the doom track.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, I was gonna go condition. I'm like, wait a second, you have another track I can hit that's even more entertaining.
So I didn't mark one for the doom manifesting earlier though. From my crappy day.
So
I'm at 3. Yes.
3 doom signs?
I'm 2 away from my 3rd doom sign.
Yeah.
I'm at 3 for this track.
You're going along very well. But
sure.
Yeah. But the thing is, she's like this, and the other bit of like weird, like somehow you feel your mother in that scene, like she's gleeful satisfaction,
clarity powers,
gleeful satisfaction, something like that.
Oh God,
you've got, but Clarity, you've got a nice scalp massage going. You got a little cattlefish to pet. You're not tracking any of this, and you're trying to reassure him.
Yeah. With
a question.
How's that going?
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
Can I use my sanctuary to help her? Like, still, like, is there like any bonuses that I can take from the sanctuary on how it works? Because there are specific, like, I can use my sanctuary to do stuff, I guess, but like you impose conditions.
Yeah, like there's sort of like a set of check boxes to check kind of a thing. They kind of made the sanctuary work like the workshop from Apocalypse World, where it's like, yeah, you can do stuff with it. You just have to go check these boxes kind of a thing. It's more for projects than an instantaneous bonus kind of a thing. Like, I need to be able to tunnel through worlds and find wherever my mom is hiding. Okay, that's a project, and you need to do this, and this, and some of that's going to be, and you need to power it off of, your sanctuary or whatever, or go in through your sanctuary or something.
Gotcha.
So it's more for like
just want to make sure I
projects.
Yeah, cool.
But so Clarity, how do your words land with Caleb?
That's a good question because I have -2 to comfort support, but I do have a +1 to
Are you currently angry?
influence.
That's
No.
good. You're not angry.
That is a plus. Okay.
You guys are trying so hard.
Yes, finally something.
Oh, thank God! Look at that.
Oh goodness.
There's a little bit of, anybody who tells me it's like, I don't know, other games just don't give me the same tension of whether or not I'm going to get a 20 on the roll as D&D does. Really? Because this,
Yeah, this has been ridiculous.
I'm terrified of the dice sometimes. Anyway, all right. Wow, that's a solid hit. Okay, so this is actually really nice on the comfort and support if I remember right. On a 10 plus, you can also add team to the pool or clear a condition for yourself. Nice.
So first thing, I want to do on a hit they hear you, they mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. I want that to happen first, and then I'll choose.
Okay, so what were you? Let's refresh our brain here because I just distracted him with the whole like vision of Mitzi thing. What were you saying to him about all of his stuff?
He was saying that he's like the weird one, and I was like, no, we're all, oddballs in a sense, and we're all working together. So don't feel like that at all. Like we're all little weirdos together. Like we're our own little breakfast club. Like, and I think it's just trying to comfort him in the aspect that he's not like weird, quote unquote, or anything like that.
You're our weird. You may be
Are
weird, but
weird.
you're our weird.
We're all weird. I mean, Perry's space brain, future brain. That's our other weird.
Many different flavors of weird.
Yeah, you gotta collect them all.
So, Revenant.
Yeah.
How's she's how does that make you feel? You're all part of the same weird club.
You're not alone.
I definitely don't feel alone. It's that, like when you say like, yeah, you're weird. I was like, your mom's not trying to kill you. That's the type of weird that I'm talking about.
You've got to tell him.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think yeah. She'd be like, after a pause, she's like, she's not trying to kill you, right?
That's not what I meant. I meant tell him about your folks.
Oh, I think she was going to, and then like he turned around and had that vision, and I think she's sitting there and just quietly she's gonna like, my parents want me to move.
Why?
I don't know. I caught a bit of the conversations before. All I caught was like before she or before something happens.
Okay.
And they know about my powers. Like, they've known since when I first got them.
Okay. Did they say before Mitzi or before Clarity, or did they just say before she? Because I'm sure they work for Rook, right?
Yeah, but why would they
They
even
could
talk
be
about
Rosa Rook. Because Rosa Rook is a crook. Sorry.
But also, no, it's.
And it isn't just that they want you to move; they want to move.
Yeah, they want to move. They want to move out of town. They want to.
Okay.
Or they're talking about it.
Yeah, LJ's in college. Julian will be done with school this year, and they just.
Yeah, but moving doesn't change anything about your powers or anything with you.
But it seems like they're afraid of me, and I don't understand why. Like,
Mitzi, if anybody understands what it's like to have people be afraid of them not understand why, I summon giant deep sea creatures made out of psychic power. I get you.
One of them goes
cute.
Like,
bloop.
yeah, they're not all cute. And then I point to have you seen the Japanese spider crabs?
yes.
a giant one of those walks by and like pulls down with like smoky blue eyes. I'm like, see, this crap happens. I don't even know who that is. He just comes and says hi sometimes. He's nice, but he's terrifying.
The
Have a good day.
the
And I
point
waved to him.
the point of her mentioning all that was the you don't have this stuff happening with your parents. I'm like, my parents want to move away from the city so I don't become a superhero.
Look.
She does have. I mean, that
yes.
was the extended olive branch. Is my parents are
Yeah.
doing weird stuff too.
I will say this. I have so much faith in parents. Like as a character, I have way too much faith in parents because I've only had a good parent and now a parent trying to kill me. I'm very confused.
There's no in between.
I don't know what's happening. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Are they actively trying to kill you? Okay, then they're 100%.
I don't have a middle ground. The only one that I may have a middle ground with is Transcendent, because fuck Transcendent.
Actively trying to kill you? No. Parent of the year. Absence of homicide? Parent of the year.
A little bit. But I have those dark visions of Transcendent anyway, so I kind of think he's a little murderous. So, anyway, look, I don't think your parents love you. If you let them know what's going on, I think it'll go up. I appreciate this. I wanted to share this with you because you're my friend. You're important to me. This place is important to me. Like, we gotta look out for each other. It just sometimes feels weird outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's weird because he's opening up, and he's not necessarily opening up about that thing. Like he's being open, but at the same time, he's not letting you have the. You're not as weird as the rest of us. You're no more weird than the rest of us. So it's kind of like he's totally being open, but he's also like, but I am especially doomed. It says so on my playbook.
He's.
So I don't know. You get to say whether or not this is sufficient to meet the thing. It's your call.
I think so. I mean, at least she feels a little bit better in a way. But the thing is, she's trying to make him feel better as well, and I don't know if she's did or not. Like,
he's not a checkbox. He's a project. Is our Mr.
Like,
Lachine.
Murder mom.
Okay, so
Mom ghost ?
If he opens up, then it's Revenant can clear a condition, or mark potential, or shift labels. Up to you. Any of those three things, and on the 10+, you can also clear a condition, or add one to the team pool if you want to. But I would clear a condition because you guys need all the help you can get.
I'm gonna get rid of guilty.
I have a choice for you, Birthright. You ready for this?
No.
You missed by 2, right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah, and your penalty for being angry is a 2, right?
Right.
I will direct you to the screen I currently have up in Roll20.
Okay.
It's a good screen.
I was looking at those how to discard. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Usually this stuff happens ahead of time, but I'll give you this one. We'll get rid. You can clear angry and take it right away against this thing. But all you have to do to get everybody's attention is smash the living shit out of the end of the cab so that everybody listens to you, and then they will follow you out of the thing. Patrol will see that and see you basically lose it to get everybody's attention, and then it's going to land, and you get your 7, and that's your trade. Or you're doing this, but you don't lose it, but you also don't get their attention, and they're not calming down enough.
Decisions. Well, yeah.
Hey, if it were easy, I wouldn't have given it to you.
Yeah, that's true. That is definitely better than the alternative of having to hurt someone, seeing as I've done a lot of that already.
Yeah.
And seeing as Revenant just stuck his neck out for me. So
And it's not exactly like, I mean, is it something important? Well, no, the monorail doesn't matter. It isn't so much that you're damaging. It's sort of like
your reputation with the exemplars and everything.
Well, and Patrol, who otherwise doesn't know you from Adam, now has this thing is like, got the job done, but I'm not sure how he's going to be around the public. That's just a little.
Yeah.
That young man worries me. Kind of a thing. And that will get back to the exemplars, so on and so forth.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we're gonna go with that. So yeah, he like smashes his tonfa and he's like breaking out all of the windows. He's like, all right, here's what we're gonna do. Single file, all of you. Last warning.
Ooh, I like it. And people are definitely like locking in on that and accepting it and just chilling out and going, But again, you can like as you're getting them through and getting them through and you checking the area kind of a thing, you look out through the window and you just see Patrol like just hanging in the air outside of the thing, just watching. And obviously you're only seeing like half of his face anyway, as we learned from the tragically unsequeled movie Dread. You don't get a lot of expression off of somebody. We can only see the bottom half of their face.
Right.
It's a good movie.
He just kind of mutters under his breath. He's like, fuck 12 anyway. And he just goes back to trying to get everybody off the bus. Off the thing.
As you guys were, and then back in the other thing here, as you guys were sort of like doing all this stuff and kind of talking it out, and you do get your comms kind of crackle to life, and it's like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, and this is Perry,
right.
Doing something, and apparently flipping over open channels so he can hear, so everyone can hear him. Perry's communication shorthand is usually interesting. I'm just going to turn on the comm so you can hear me panicking, and you should know the right thing to do as a response to that.
That 100% tracks. Yes.
Sometimes that answer is this. Sometimes it's something else entirely. You're just supposed to know. Why didn't you bring the goose? What? What? How? Anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm dealing with 5 different types of potential energy, and if I don't release them properly, we're going to have more jewels than Pulp Fiction.
The audio that's coming through to you guys is sort of a weird staticky mix of him like, oh crap, and then math.
Right.
Like spoken math. Snippets of various things, and none of it sounds good.
But I have a secret.
What's that?
I learned the solution in grade school.
Did you? Oh, let me look at that. It's another. Do you have another cool, tricky trick?
Is a passive move. Am I supposed to have this many passive moves?
Yeah. Well, some of them aren't. Like everybody has them, like the team moves and stuff. And remember someone as part of your memories thing. You technically just have the 2 that are ones that you picked.
Investigate the timeline and something else?
No, the 2 that you pick are the you haven't learned you can do that yet, and I learned the solution in grade school. Those are the 2 that you picked off your playbooks.
Cool. Okay. So I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember which ones were the ones that you put in as filler and which ones I picked. So
good one. That is a really good one for this. When you unleash your powers to extend your senses or overcome an intellectual obstacle, you may roll plus superior instead of plus freak. I like that. That's really good.
I definitely want to roll superior on this.
Let's just ponder for a second that Perry's version of the 2 trains leave the train station at the same time. His is, and are being held in place by a temporal distortion. How do you release the kinetic energy without destroying everyone? Like it's sort of a combination of the trolley problem.
I've got temporal potential energy to worry about, magnetic because of the thing, electric, elastic, and gravitational. It's all of that. Sorry, that was just me. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. My bad.
5-factor. Anyway. Yeah, so
That's exactly it.
I'm going to have you unleash your powers, but I'm going to have you do it by rolling superior, which will hang on just one second, because here. Well, am I looking at the right person? Here's the thing, though, and this time I will need you to actually manually put in a penalty for me. Okay.
-2 for hopeless.
Yeah. So
Because
you
it
roll
wouldn't-
your
it wouldn't
superior, but then
ordinarily-
then you put in the -2
Yep. That makes sense.
because you're still doing the move.
Right.
While this is happening, what do you two back in the sanctum sanctorum of subaquatic restfulness, what do you do as
We
your
hear
eyes
this over the radio.
Yeah, you're hearing this kind of like Perry doing Perry stuff, but Perry doing scary Perry stuff.
Scary.
Scary Perry stuff. What do you like? Your eyes meet. What do you do?
I'm gonna grab my mask and I'm gonna look at her and give her my best birthright facial impression. Like I'm gonna look at her and go, "Time to go be heroes."
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes.
No, it's terrible. He missed it. He wasn't here.
No, he was here. He was here. He
Oh,
walked
he
away
Stood
because
up
of
to
it.
walk away.
Oh, okay.
Can't
Okay.
hear you. You're muted. Oh, that was amazing. Oh my God.
You drove him out of the chair. It
You were-
wasn't that he
you were
missed it.
muted,
It's like,
Sean, we couldn't hear what you said when you popped your head back in. You're muted.
you're still mute. Yeah.
I said, "You son of a bitch."
Just because I will
So
defend you
good.
in real situations doesn't mean I'm not going to make fun of you.
That's so good.
That's real friendship right there.
I feel really good about this. In what way, shape, or form do you guys use your powers to get there just like stupidly fast?
Oh, you know the helicopter crab from the TikTok videos? Somebody sent me that to me. I think it was Frank.
I did.
Yeah, it's a crab that's like scuttling along the bottom. He's all walking, and then he grows fin wings and starts flying through the water, like as a crab. I'm riding one of those like a surfboard.
I could just fly.
You can just fly. Okay.
I was like, I could just fly us there, but he's like, nope, crap time. I'm like,
I was
okay.
giving you I was giving Caleb the opportunity to manifest portals using his new little dark thing, but
I forgot about that. Okay, actually, yes. That's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna like check this out. This is a new thing I can do, and I'm gonna like spin my finger and like throw it against the psychic portal, and it turns into like another ocean thing.
it looks like Perry's portals, but it really doesn't look like Perry's portals. It's like Perry's. It's
You
like
ever seen Stargate.
he got the idea.
No.
Stargate.
You've never seen Stargate? You know how like the Stargate portal. Oh my God! Just
No.
Google Stargate portal, and that's what it looks like. It looks like an activated Stargate portal, and you'll see what I mean. Like,
Okay, I thought you were asking Mitzi if she's in Star.
No, you as a player.
I think I know it. I think I know. I think I've seen
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
Yeah, Stargate portal. If you just Google the images in Stargate portal.
That's kind of what it looks
Oh, okay.
like.
Oh, neat. Yeah.
I'm like, check this out, and I'm gonna like jump through, and it's gonna open up into another like because it's transporting me through the water. Like that's how it transports us there, and like so on the ocean, like the lakeside, it just pops us out right into the thing so we can see the monorail right there.
I got to tell you that he thinks it's really cool. It is not nearly as pleasant for you going through it as it was for
Oh,
him.
I bet.
Your
I bet.
wormhole is like the water tentacle from the abyss.
I like that. All right,
Oh,
so
that's terrifying and awesome.
Perry, you give me the roll there
Yep, just been sitting on it as a punchline. Let's see what happens.
as you guys are coming through. Oh, you're kidding me? No, wait, that's too much. That's too much.
What did I roll?
I don't know. What did you roll?
Well, I thought I hit. Are you saying too much that I rolled it incorrectly?
No,
or
there's
too
too
much.
much. There's too much penalty.
Got it.
Yeah, you had like a.
I thought I hit superior, didn't I?
You did hit superior, but it gave you a -1. It should have been a 1. We can leave it as sits. So here's the thing: your superior is a 3, right?
Correct.
You rolled a 5 and a 1.
But I also added the -2 in the pop-up for hopeless.
He's
Because
got
technically
guilty.
I'm unleashing my powers.
That's why it's just a 1.
Oh, he's got did
Guilty
it
and
app-
hopeless as conditions.
it applied one of your other conditions? Hang on.
Maybe it did
Guilty goes off
because
superior.
Oh, right. Because guilty. Okay, so you already had a penalty on your superior roll, and then you did it was just a different.
Oh, so I'm getting 2 penalties.
You were getting hit
guilty
twice.
and-
It's fine. We'll roll with the math because we know what it should be. What it should
So it
be
should be a
is
7?
your 2 dice plus 1, which would have given you a 7.
Okay.
All right. But we can get past that.
7 is the interesting hit, right?
Yeah, 7 is definitely the interesting hit for Unleash Your Power. So again, so there's 2 things that can happen right there. One is you can sit right there and it's unstable or temporary, or you can take a condition to kind of like ride out all of that stuff. Or basically all 3 of you can narrate helping and throw all the team you've got at this to kind of help deal with this and push that to a 10. And basically get a solid lock. It's kind of shady, but it's not. Like there's supposed to be a limit on how much of a bonus you can have on a roll, but actually, now that I think about it, a +4 is still within bounds. So yeah, you guys could all like basically show up and help in various cool ways to kind of help with this thing and push it up to a 10 and stabilize. Does that make sense?
Given value of help.
Yes.
Whatever your value of help is, it's all just narration, really.
Right.
So
I'm definitely gonna help.
does that sound cool for people?
I think
Struggle bus.
What were
I think
you?
how Mitzi's gonna help is like maybe like once they pop up and they see it struggling, I think she knows that once it's released, it's gonna like fire off.
Yeah.
So maybe she's gonna like use her powers to like hold it back so it doesn't like.
So just telekinetically hold the train.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So as I come through and I see Birthright trying to get everybody out, but like they have to like climb off, I'm gonna literally just summon this like it almost looks like a jellyfish that just comes up, and it's just this nice soft purple thing that they can all just stand on.
So it's kind of like a big air mat, like a big like the air balloon thing that they land on when they're doing falls and stuff like that.
Yeah, basically just a big old like squishy.
Before I even see them show up, I just see the tentacles. I'm like, oh great, Caleb's here.
Yes. That's amazing.
Yeah, and Mitzi was able to turn into clarity. Like she was able to slap on her uniform real quick.
And Birthright, your help can be just as simple as like trusting Perry that he's going to deal with this. You go deeper into the train to get more people down and out of this thing, so it's not going to be an issue. Like it can be just as simple as that, or you could do something else that would contribute to the whole thing.
Also, this is totally GM's discretion because I understand if it doesn't really qualify.
Sure.
But since Patrol was like not really doing anything, and I got these people off of the train, would that count as outperform an adult hero?
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah. He was not calming them down. You calmed them down.
Check.
Box. I mean, we got Wrecker right here to kiss somebody dangerous at some point. So I mean,
I don't want to talk about
it. maybe not right now. There's a little bit more to hash out right there.
See, you know what's funny? You know what might be more dangerous? Trying to kiss Patrol.
I mean, no. The thing is, kiss somebody who is dangerous, not kiss somebody where the action of kissing them is profoundly dangerous. Those are different. Sometimes parallel, sometimes not.
Okay.
It's really about interpretation at that point in time. I think dangerously would be that second one.
Okay.
Anyhow, no, yeah, that definitely counts as outperforming the hero. Patrol is probably putting some, and honestly, there's no real reason if you guys are looking for it, and it doesn't have to be PCs that are always thrown in team as long as it's somebody that knows the team and works with the team and stuff. So it's like I want to throw some team in, but I think it would be really cool if Wrecker got in there and crack the front part of the magnetic mechanisms underneath it. That all works. I'm not saying we have to do that at all. I'm saying keep those options open because if there's other people around that it makes sense to help, then have them do that.
For sure.
But what we're doing, are you good with kind of running in there and getting more people out, that kind of deal, just to How is birthright? Okay, that's how birthrights help. Okay, cool. So that pushes.
He's trying to get the job done, whatever he needs to do.
Sure, and that'll collectively, by spending the team, just sort of collectively push things up to a solid 10 on the Unleash the Powers. Some of that being the actual help parry in that. I mean, there's a lot less riding on it as you release with clarity holding on to things because.
Yep.
And this, honestly, while you're doing the math and feeling this tension through the portal and stuff, you can feel how much force she's absorbing, and it literally makes you recalibrate where you estimate her general power level in doing this, because what she just absorbed, and she's still kind of like, she's not like bleeding from a nostril or anything. She's just hanging midair and just doing this thing. It's kind of fucking terrifying how much she's like holding down
I'm
right
just
now.
gonna just see Perry with the system buffering gif for a moment. Whoa.
Buffer. The only thing he shouts up. The only thing he shouts up is like, "Thank you. Don't crush the monorail track," because it seems like that's a legitimate worry. Like that could happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think she's like yelling like fractal. Do it now.
She makes it look good, but it's not like it's actually easy. Okay.
Right.
All right. So he releases it, and she basically, between you two, you basically you release slowly, but she can catch whatever overflow that there is, and there was a little bit, but you soak it, and
I think there's like a little bit of a tug for her, like
there's a grunt. There's like and it goes probably 20, 30 feet down the rail, but kind of like at a coast, like one good push, and then it kind of, kind of a thing. And everybody's being let out on sort of this happy jellyfish slide down onto the park. The kids think it's great. The ones who come out later didn't see the ones who come out later didn't see Birthright like trashing the last couple of seats in the windows. So they're coming out a little bit more calmly. It's a good bit. So, people gathered around the park. When you guys come back out, when Birthright comes back out and everybody kind of sort of assembles, like kind of looking around like, and there's like a couple people start clapping and people are like, yeah, woo, yeah. Good job fixing the thing you actually caused. None of them realized that last part. Yeah, because it's a monorail in Halcyon City. These kind of emergencies happen sometimes. And luckily,
the coming out of the hotel at the end of Ghostbusters and everybody's cheering.
At this point, right at this moment, there's probably like 2 people that realize that this was actually probably a thing you rescued yourselves from, and that's Perry and maybe Birthright, figuring out the connection between that portal and the thing kind of hung up in there. Nobody else ain't saying nothing right now. Anyway,
I love it.
So, people clapping. Patrol kind of comes down and is waving to people and kind of does a little thing here, a little gesture to the side, and encourages a little bit more laughing. Turns around, nodding.
Like you would direct the audience's applause to our team. Is that
yes, he's doing that. He's also applying and turning around. We're going to talk at the tower a little bit later. And he turns back to the crowd and he's smiling, clapping, and
to us.
Yeah.
And I think with that, Mitch's gonna lean over to Perry and be like, "What happened?"
I'll explain on the way.
I'm literally just.
Anyway.
He's a cop. I'm sorry.
And Silas is there with the look on his face. I'm going to say the look on Sean's face is channeling the.
Yeah, I just want today to end. That's his thing.
Yeah, I think Mitzi looks over at Silas and just like sort of like locks eyes for a second, and then just like looks away because they still haven't talked yet.
In the back of the crowd, Wrecker. Apparently, he's been rebranded Wrecker. Is sitting back there in the back with the here. Sledgehammer's kind of like this thing, just kind of looking, and it's just straight at you. A little bit of an air kiss, little. Anyway.
And as that happens, he kind of like looks down and then looks over at Mitzi, hoping that she didn't see that.
Oh, she saw it.
Oh, good.
But she's busy, like,
Fantastic.
just like,
We all saw it.
yeah. It's like
Nope.
extra awkward.
Okay.
He's just, like, hiding his
But it-
face.
Is it an air kiss of love or an air kiss of like, have a nice day?
It's
Yes?
really hard to tell with
yeah, well,
him.
why not both?
That's good.
I want to share in
Well,
retrospect, just so you have time to process this, because I knew what was going on, so I could see the connection here. But every single time that Andrew, you said, "I love Wrecker so much,"
I was like, oh no.
he was just down here. Sean is just like, "Oh God, this is getting worse every time he says it."
I know.
Because like that's exactly what happened with Translucent. Everyone's like, oh, or Transcendent. Everyone's like, oh, cool, and then it's like, oh, well, he's a dick.
Hey,
But,
but
I mean,
think about this. you're my boy.
Wrecker's
Got your
not
back.
Wrecker's
he's
not like
it's just
Transcendent.
we have a bit of a history. That's all.
Love is not a pie. There are enough pieces for everyone.
I think I got all of the bits of that. Let me just double check here. Someone in authority takes note of your patrols and word gets back to Exemplar Tower. Check. Your most problematic ex shows up while you're on patrol. Check. So,
Way to roll those two together.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Love it.
I was like looking at the both of them. I'm like, I need him to have a mentor. Who have I got handy? Oh, patrol. Love it.
Of course.
Because what would be the most annoying mentor / probation officer for someone who's on heroic probation?
Actual police officer.
Patrol. God, yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go.
Amazing.
Yeah, I like when we get NPCs that I would happily just grab as a PC and start playing. That guy sounds like, I mean, that is a...
He was 100% the Scion playbook. Like,
Yeah.
because he's...
Yeah.
Or no, is it the Redeemed? Whichever the one is where it's like used to be a villain trying to figure out how to be a hero.
Redeemed, I
that one.
believe.
That's
I think it's
Redeemed,
Redeemed. I got the Scion's the one where you're the son of the
Yeah. The reformed. Reformed. That's what it is.
Reformed. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, 100% reformed. Love it. All right.
Yeah.
We usually run a little bit long. I'm going to run a little bit short, if that's okay.
Cool.
Because we're coming up on the time. So,
It's like good place to segue into the, what are we calling this? The after hang, the after
Stars
something?
and Wishes.
well, we're gonna go around real
Like-
quick and do the end of session move real quick. Is that what you were saying, Mo? Or did you have another thing?
Oh, I think Frank was talking about like doing like a
Stars and wishes. Yeah.
last scene or like Stars and Wish. I don't know.
Stars and wishes is
Well, I mean, yeah. If we need to have a end credit scene, we can do that. But I was thinking about the hang time after the game that is still part of the session. That the hanging out as each other and chilling and talking.
yeah.
And
yes,
stuff.
but also the birthright. How are you feeling? Closer to the team, further away from the team, and more into your own image of yourself? That thing. Wow, that was a sigh.
I mean, I think he tried going out and doing his own thing, but he did have that really good moment with Perry, and so like he's feeling like they're trying to like pull him back, and so he's still not really sure how to process that. But I mean, I think he does feel closer because he feels like they're making the effort and basically trying to reach out where he can't. So
Yeah, Perry's arrival seemed weird, like just like how are you even here kind of thing.
right.
Everybody
Yeah, he's
else
doing
showing
Perry
up
stuff.
makes a little bit more sense, but yeah.
Bamf.
Okay, so closer and closer to Perry. Perry, if you didn't already have influence, then you get to. If you already had influence over
I do have influence.
Birthright,
over
then you
Cyrus.
can shift his labels one up and one down. And Birthright, you can take potential or clear condition.
You know,
Dealer's choice.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one because I really want to clear Afraid, but at the same time, I really want to you know what? We're going to clear Afraid. Let's do that.
And you got to clear Angry, by the way. So if you didn't
Yeah,
already.
I got that.
Yeah, okay.
I got that already.
So,
Good, because
Yeah.
I need a happy ending to today.
hey, clearing conditions is sometimes the nicest thing. I mean, it's
Yeah,
worth the potential.
It's self-care.
A little bit. Perry, you're probably looking at labels, so I'm going to skip you for a second and go to Clarity.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I don't want to say she. I mean, she grew closer because obviously, like, Caleb took the time to like bring her back to the sanctuary and like hang out and comfort each other and all that stuff. So
I confused
Yeah.
a lot of people with my live TikTok stream. A lot of people popping in going, "What the hell am I even watching?" And then one person who says, "The cop says nobody panic. Everybody panics."
100%.
Sounds about right.
100%.
accurate.
That's awesome.
that's about right. Yeah.
All right, off you go. What were you saying?
Oh, grow closer to the team because of Caleb.
Okay,
Closer
closer to the
to
team because of
yeah.
Caleb. So I think Caleb still had influence. So again, if you shift your labels as you see fit, and you can again take potential or clear condition.
Also, I appreciate Caleb retaining his title of Wingman of the Year.
Yeah, that is his move, man.
Yeah. Like, he's just going through a lot right now. Like,
He'd
bless.
be really good. Like his actions are somebody who's like, I am totally going to leverage my 3 mundane, but he has a -1 mundane. Like he is 100% the person making the moves. He just doesn't quite have the sense of. It's like being comforted and supported by that one like creepy FBI guy from The Frighteners. Like he just doesn't like. It's not that bad, but it's. God, that was such a. I love that movie so much. Anyway. So you can shift labels and what's Mitzi doing? Is she going to clear condition or take a potential?
Do I finally get rid of insecure?
I mean,
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Okay.
Fine.
So
you held a train still.
Yeah, I guess. But then, like, Silas getting flirted with some guy that she doesn't know.
I don't know that it was. Just because somebody's flirting with Birthright doesn't mean Birthright was flirting with them.
That's true.
Yeah, he didn't seem to reciprocate it at all. It was just very
that's
very
clear.
Awkward and
okay.
She
yeah.
didn't see that. She just saw.
So
It's not the awkwardness of it being a boy. I think I want to make that clear. I never got the impression of it.
Absolutely not.
It's the awkwardness of you should not be making that face when we have this history.
Right.
Yeah, kind of.
So do I get to adjust labels for Mitzi?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So this is my thought, Mo, is boosting your savior up and your superior down, because you were, I brought you into my place, like my safe space to help you, and you're like, no, I'm taking care of you. Okay? And I'm like, oh, okay.
I can see an argument for superior going up or mundane, because mundane's that sort of personal connection stuff, but it can go.
Let's go then superior down and mundane up. That makes sense.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. Yay, -1 in mundane now.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
And I did get rid of insecure. She finally has no conditions for once.
Whoo! It only took 4
It's a
sessions.
happy day.
Yeah.
I think I gave you a condition in session 1 right away, and then
It was insecure.
and you've been rocking insecure ever since. Yes. 4 sessions, 4 full sessions of insecurity. Look out, world.
Yeah.
All right. Perry, did you move labels on?
I have not moved them because I don't like to touch another person's sheet. But in looking at it, I'm thinking that Birthright's danger should go up 1 because
I agree.
He definitely strode in with no bubblegum.
Right.
And because you were there to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got that.
Superior?
I didn't.
And yeah, I'm thinking superior down.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I will take that, absolutely.
Okay.
That's good stuff.
That's what I was thinking, as usual.
Yeah,
Voice
no,
reads
that's
my mind.
All right,
that's
so
great for me. I bless.
yes, Perry. Perry.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah, I feel closer to the team. Sorry, you were going to ask me something?
Yes, who?
Yeah, I absolutely feel closer. I not only do we have a moment where I'm reasonably confident that I hopefully I mean, we'll see, as the saying goes.
Helped
We'll
Birthright,
see.
like,
But for now, I pulled him back from the brink. And then everybody rallied and came together. And we had this amazing team struggle bus moment with the monorail. And it was amazing.
The struggle bus struggled with the train. It was great.
Yeah.
So who is getting the benefit?
I've got to give it to Mitzi because of the moment of
holding
my
the train
God.
still for you. Love it.
Oh my God. Like 11d12 competing forces of potential energy, and she just like held it while she was filing her nails. Like how?
I don't. She might disagree with that last bit, but
sure. But you know.
All right. So Mo, go ahead and adjust labels, and Perry, you can clear a condition or mark potential.
Oh.
Take your pick. And Andrew, or rather Revenant.
So I definitely feel closer to the team. But I'm stuck on who gets the influence because to me it's either going to be Birthright or Clarity because I was so willing to just go to bat for my boy that I was like, nah, man, like I will take it. Like I'm gonna connect. I'm gonna now be like, we're gonna be best friends so that my best friend can, like, you guys can be the thing and it'll be awesome. Like, I'm trying to be the Chewbacca to your Han and Leia. That's my guiding star there. But I had a genuine connection with Mitzi.
Up 2d2.
I think you have to go with Mitzi on this one now.
I think so. But like, there's that's my thought. So Mitzi, you get the influence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
real quick,
Who's Leia in this scenario? I don't.
What's up?
Is it Birthright?
It might
It's
be
Leia,
me,
yeah.
actually. Yeah, I'm.
Birthright's what?
He thinks he's Han.
Leia.
He thinks he's Han. But he's
He thinks he's Han. He's actually Leia. But that's okay, because Leia ends up being the more awesome one when it's all said and
the
done.
best thing I ever saw is somebody once said Han Solo is what happens when you make a charisma maxed out character that can never roll above a 4.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
It's
fair.
so perfect.
Okay, so
Real
connection to
quick-
Mitzi.
Real
So
quick, for Perry, I don't want to move things, so I'm just letting you know, Frank, so you can do it yourself.
Okay.
Superior's gonna go down and Mundane's gonna go up.
Hockey donkey.
nice.
So, wow, you're gonna have 3 labels at 0, but you know what? That's fine.
Not negative is
that's
good.
cool.
You know what? Negative is good. And then with Caleb, hold on, let me pull up your stuff.
I had an outsider who was rocking Freak 3, Mundane 3 for
God.
ages. And I just want you to ponder for a second what that must have made the rest of her stats when the total has
Right.
to come to 3. But I tell you what, when it came to her doing scary crap with her powers or comforting and supporting, she was a monster. God help her if she ever got in a fist fight. But or plan at all.
For Caleb, your Savior's gonna go down and your Mundane's gonna go up.
Hey, that makes sense.
You
What's-
touch it. I'm not touching your shit. I'm just letting you know.
Too many tentacles. Too many tentacles.
Because
But
you actually connected to me, like, person.
Oh, the mundane up is a really good thing.
Yeah, I'm using it all the time. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
how
the older,
people,
it's the protective older brother thing. Like,
if you think, and it's, it starts out negative. The way I always see this in Mask is the numbers start out low because you don't think of yourself that way, and people keep telling you that you are that way.
mm-hmm.
You start hearing them,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Okay. What do I do for here?
you either can mark potential or clear condition.
I'm going to mark potential because I have a very specific reason that I'm still afraid. I have yet to not be afraid in a session.
I'll take it.
Um,
It's all good.
But there's a specific narrative thing that I want to have happen to not, like, to get rid of that condition.
Got that. I've got it.
I did I've had, characters in this game holding on to particular conditions for just reasons absolutely makes sense to me.
I do have a question about two things since we're ending the session here.
Yeah, let's. Questions about the game, because if so, I'll leave the thing running just for the sake of it.
They're specifically about end of the session moves for my character.
Oh, right. Yes, do that.
Okay. So,
Perry,
go ahead.
Perry had a thing.
I still like, because of what happened today, I like having guilty and hopeless, because the team came together awesomely, but I still kind of have made all of that shit happen. So, so I marked my 5th potential for the first time.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yay.
Hey, that's awesome.
Oh, look.
So
what do I do?
So, okay. What an excellent question. Hang on here for one. I'm going to refer back to the character sheet, which you should have like access to.
I got it up. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna get that up for me because I don't have it.
You choose one of the things from the advancement list.
Yeah. So basically, yeah. There any of those things there on the. Where are my
on your playbook?
At? Yeah.
In the playbook. Oh, I get
Yes,
to choose another thing from the playbook?
Yeah.
If you look in the playbook under advancement, you'll see a couple options of things that you can do with it.
Got it.
I'm going to do it like this for a sec. I think this works. I think you guys can see this. Hopefully you can.
Where are you putting it?
Like there. Does that work? If you click on that.
You're streaming in the thing? Okay.
Like I'm like sharing the screen. But if you look under advancement, under the potential, right underneath potential on the character sheet, there's like an advancement thing. You can either take another move from your playbook. You check off one of these options. So there's, in total, you can take 2 more moves from your playbook. Take a move from somebody else, from another playbook, a different playbook. You can do that twice. I think what Mitzi did last time was rearrange your labels as you choose.
And add a +1.
And then add 1 to one of the labels, which brings your total number of stats up to 4. Your total in your stats up to 4. Unlock your moment.
I'm already at 4 for some reason, so that would put me at 5. No. Sorry. Nope, I'm not. I'm still at 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
My
bad.
I took moment of truth because I have some ideas for that.
Oh boy, that's always a big one. Unlock moment of truth, and then when you do moment of truth, that does stuff. Like moment of truth is sort of a level up in its own right, kind of. Moment of truth is a one scene I win button. That's flavored very specifically to your characters. When you unlock it, take a look at it because it means stuff. Someone permanently loses influence over you and add +1 to a label, or rearrange your labels as you choose and add +1 to a label. So there's a couple different options there. You'll want to take a look at stuff. Like, do I want something else out of my playbook that I've been pining away for?
Okay.
Is there a cool move for other people?
I'll consider.
Things like that. So
right on.
Sometimes there's suggestions in the book. I'm not sure if the Harbinger has it, where you can like, here's some suggestions of some cool moves you can take from other playbooks that also apply, or whatever. Yeah. There may be something for you from maybe the Brain playbook.
Oh, that makes sense.
So see if there's anything there that tickles your fancy. If there's nothing that's really leaping out at you in the anyway, it allows for quite a bit of customization. It's pretty cool.
Right on. Yeah. Thank you.
So that's how you do that. You're still afraid. I have like the Nova in one of the games like clings to angry. She did her she's a fire, and she did the Hero Forge thing. I should find it and show you. But did the thing with like the crossed ankles and just holding fire in one thing. But she did the thing where she's looking kind of up like this. I'm like and did the shot, like the screenshot, like down at the person, like she's looking up at the sky. I'm like, what are you doing? She goes, I'm looking at that freaking spaceship that's in Lagrange orbit. And I'm like, because
that's awesome.
And I'm pondering in this shot. I am pondering if I can hit it from here and how much I need to lead it. I'm like, that's fair. Novas are terrifying. Check, gotcha. Yep. But yeah, holding on to the angry.
Yeah, definitely a thing. When we first saw the thing I had to go back and look up Lagrange versus geosynchronous because I had them flipped in my head.
Yeah.
Lagrange is so much further away.
Yes, it really is. Geosynchronous, like for geosat satellites and stuff like that, is about anywhere from 1,500 to 3,000 miles or kilometers. I think kilometers.
Uh-huh.
The International Space Station sits at like, I want to say 500 miles, 500 kilometers. Sorry, I'm going to keep flipping those. Speaking of flipping those. So yeah, it's interesting to see like a diagram sort of Earth to the moon and where everything kind of sits, because it's kind of crazy.
I mean, as a species, have we put anything in a Lagrange orbit ever? I mean, I know there's been like, that'd be a great place for a space station or whatever, but we haven't done it yet. Right?
No, not permanently. No, there's been stuff that's passed through there, but never anything else. Anyway.
Okay.
I think Revenant had some stuff too.
Yeah. So I got three questions.
Yes.
So about moves. So first move, this is the first time I've talked openly about my Doom with somebody.
Okay.
And one of mine is bringing your Doom closer. And one of my things is talking about it openly.
So
bringing my Doom closer.
So yeah, you check a box on your Doom track for that.
Okay. Okay. Now this is a question about whether this happened or not. When you share a vulnerability or weakness with somebody, what did I do that with Mitzi? Did I share like, my mom's trying to kill me, I don't know what to do?
I would say yes.
Okay. So then I need to ask if they think there's hope for me.
Always.
Okay.
Absolutely yes.
So then I mark potential and I get an advancement.
It's all good.
And then did we come any closer to defeating my nemesis? And I'd say not closer, if anything, a little bit further.
No. I mean, it's more about, have you taken steps along? For me, this is about, have you taken steps along the path? The path may be winding. It may not always head in the straight north, but it's still progression down the path. Yes, you get a Doom track check because you talked about it openly, but you also talked about it openly with somebody who can potentially help you.
Okay.
You had this vision and it involved your mom, and that your mom may be trying to leverage your friends, and that puts you on your guard a little bit. There's lots of ways that definitely help. So yeah, for sure. Basically, and I may be playing it kind on this, but honestly, I don't know that that's necessarily true. To my mind is, if it comes up, if your Doom comes up during the session, it's you made some motion on it. And more like, was the audience made aware of it again in the story this episode, kind of a thing, or did we just kind of let it be by the way? But was it at least a B plot?
So you're gonna laugh at this, Doyce, because I've already picked my advancement. I've known what it was gonna be.
Okay.
Because I know how this character is going through. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
But now that I know that, I was like, okay, I got some allies, so I gotta beef up a little bit. If she can just appear in my sight, I gotta power up. So I'm gonna literally, and I have a narrative to how I do this advancement.
Okay.
I drink some of the psychic water from my teleport thing, and then I get burn and 3 flares from the Nova playbook as my advancement.
Can you take burn? Really? Is that one of the things?
That's one of them.
Oh my god.
I'm so
Oh my god.
See, and this is, in my mind, you two are kind of operating at the same kind of like Perry's brain is his thing, and Birthright's got his own stuff. But you two are both the ones that are really playing with fire you should not be allowed to handle at this point. Now, I gotta say, Mo, is this okay that he's got your Nova move?
You can say no to this. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's totally fine.
I think this is gonna be a very wild ride, and
You can say no.
No,
That's totally fine.
I'm excited about this. It's chaotic, and I'm excited.
Okay. Because I have backups. I do.
No.
I've thought of that. I
Go for
thought
it.
it'd be
You
fun.
put it out there. You put it out there. Now you gotta take it. Now you're stuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, that's just. Oh my god.
Get burn and 3 flares. Huh. It's funny, because one of the very first character playbooks that I ever had in my first game that we ran was playing a Doomed. And in the my powers are killing me kind of way.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever took the burn stuff, so I didn't realize that the Nova could do it. And And then once he resolved his doom, the player switched to a new character. He actually switched to playing his doom's nemesis. Because he turned her, and then she became like a new member of the team, and he kind of retired. But yeah, I don't think I didn't realize the Doom could do that. That's awesome.
Oh, it's gonna be so wild. Oh my gosh.
All right. So yeah, take a look at what is on Clarity's sheet in terms of the things, so we're not totally overlapping, but it'll be. That
was kind of the idea. Is I wanted to take some of the ones she didn't have.
Yeah. Are you absolutely sure this is okay, Mo?
You can. Yeah, it's totally.
Yes, I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay.
This is gonna be so good.
Okay,
right.
I can change it.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, you four have put yourself are practically on people's threat list at this point with Aegis. It's like, let's just make sure that they stay on our side, because if they're not on our side, we're going to need to get the big trank guns out. Okay, I'm going to pause this one. Anybody else have any end of game paperwork or anything else that they want to wrap up?
Nopers.
All right.
Okay, so you have shielding,
moat.
I have shielding, moat. Oh god, let me pull it up here.
Overcharge,
and elemental awareness.
Okay, I'm looking at these,
and I think
you should take.
I would say
Reality Storm.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Reality Storm.
I would also say elemental awareness is never a bad one. It doesn't feel like an overlap because the elements are very different.
They're very different elements.
So one of the things I was thinking of doing was boost as well, because remember how in the very first session I gave Crab Tonfas?
Yeah, boost would be good. It's basically a way of like using your powers to give people team.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, exactly. So that one would be good. And then so the other one that I was considering was worship.
Yes.
Worship or constructs.
Constructs would be really good.
To start a cult around himself.
Yeah.
I mean, you already can do constructs as like narration. So unless they mechanically give you a big boost, what does it do? Read me. What's the constructs do?
It seems like it's actually more work, honestly, to spin like the constructs.
So then I'm gonna go Reality Storm, Worship, and Boost.
You get 3. All right, yeah.
I get 3 flares. Yeah, I don't get the full 4. I just get the 3.
Really, Storm, Worship, and Boost. Okay. Not elemental awareness. Okay, that's fine. It's fine because it doesn't. You still can do it. You just use unleash your powers. It's just not one of the.
Elemental awareness. I'm like, I also have dark visions. I'm like,
right. Yeah, you probably don't need help with that. That's all good. That's fun.
This is fine.
That is you know, cause think about it, it's like not really a way for Doom to like really kind of expand their powers, but that absolutely is. It's just it's funny to me where the different playbooks overlap, because Doomed to me often feels like one of the powerful ones, like one of the ones that's like very much about like crazy powers.
Yeah.
Nova is obviously. Outsider weirdly can be kind of terrifying.
Yeah.
You know, it's different, but Nova you get weird overlap with Bull because of all the emotional stuff, and then Doomed you've got like some of the Novas. It's weird. Beacon and Protege tend to touch base a lot.
Yeah, I almost took Protege for mine, but then I was like, I don't want to be attached to that guy.
That's fair. You know what? You could switch over and switch playbooks, and then you could be a mentee underneath Patrol, and you and Wrecker can work together as like a team of.
None of that appealed to me at all.
Yeah, I didn't figure it probably would.
This is how Birthright turns to the bad side. Is that scenario?
All right.
Okay. And then I get another potential, so I'm already one more into.
I mean, there's a flurry, I think, about the first 3 or 4 advances tend to happen pretty fast, and then you can kind of let off the gas to a certain extent a little bit. But, you know, getting those first initial ones, I mean, you introduce a new hero. Yeah. They learn new stuff. It's all good. Checking in, how is everybody doing with the game?
I'm having so much fun.
So much fun.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm good.
This might have been the best session yet. This was a really good one.
Okay, that makes me feel really good.
Everybody got a chance to do their cool thing in this one.
Harry
Yeah.
did a portal, and it was a portal. It was great, and he did.
But it was
science
also
stuff.
like a troublemaking portal, which is very Perry too. So
it gave us something to solve as a team. It
We
was a
came
team
together
building
as a
exercise.
team.
you know
It was a team building exercise.
How many?
Like when Dwight lit the fire in the office, and it was a team building exercise. It was disastrous, but it was a team building exercise.
How many teen superhero comics are they their big heroic moment where they save people? They're actually saving the people from the dumb thing that they did already. You know?
You mean every single Iron Man movie?
What's that?
I said you mean every single Iron Man movie?
Yeah, yes, also that.
The MCU's problems were caused by Tony Stark.
I was talking to somebody on an earlier stream today, and they were like, "Yeah, I haven't really gotten in. PBTA games. The only one I've really kind of given a pass to is Masks." And I was like, "Talk to me why?" He goes, "Well, the teen thing doesn't really." I'm like, "Trust me when I say you can use this superhero game for any superheroes who don't really know who they are yet and are constantly dealing with their own bullshit more than as much as anything else." And
that's like every CW superhero show.
But honestly, when I was watching, I never watched flippin' whatever Iron Fist, but I watched the other ones, and when they came together in that Defenders one season, that was a Masks game with Luke Cage and it's everybody together into the one thing. That was absolutely a Masks game. 100%. And God, the cinematography is that. If you haven't watched that, or you go back and look, the way they have each character has a color, and they have those colors sort of gel backlit into the different character scenes, and that is just chef's kiss. There's a bit in there where Jessica Jones and Luke Cage are kind of having an argument back in the alley, but they're arguing, but they don't really want to be, and they still have some really strong emotions towards each other. And the yellow backlighting is behind Jessica, and the purple backlighting is behind Luke Cage, and it's it's so good. But any of the CW shows, I've said that a bunch, but I got to thinking about today, and honestly, those Netflix Marvel shows, same thing. There's no reason you couldn't do any of those in there. You just need people to be a hot, frickin' flaming dumpster fire rolling down the street. And Mitzi's like, "You don't need to call me out like that."
Yeah, how dare you?
Anyway, all right. Thank you very much. I had a bad gaming week, so
sorry to hear that.
It was just.
Hopefully you had fun today, because I had an amazing time.
I have a great time with this. Honestly, I will say this, and I said it to my wife. If it weren't for you guys, if it weren't for you guys in the other game that I play off and on with my daughter's friends, and it's hard to take the feedback from 15-year-olds too seriously. I don't think it's probably good to do that too seriously. But if it weren't for you guys, I probably would have, by this point in time, been convinced that I should not run games at all.
You should absolutely run games.
Fantastic job.
100%.
I get, it's just a long, and I find, and I said this before, I'm really kind of glad that I've been running Hearts of Wulin, because there's a lot of stuff in there, some guidance on group dynamics and kind of keeping an eye on that stuff. They did Lowell did a really, really good job with that stuff. And I shouldn't say Lowell, because there's a dual name byline on that. And just a lot of great sensitivity readers that he's got working on that. And honestly, I think reading that and keeping an eye on it made me notice that it was happening to me. And as a result, between that and my wife going, "Yeah, you've been not happy for a really long time." So, but that's all good. It's all fine.